What was that? That kind of sounds like, you know, Crazy Dave from Plants vs. Zombies. What is up, everybody? How's it going? Pretty early, super early, bruh gamer. Hey, what is up, Siri? Whoa. I thought you were busy with work. You've been pretty active recently. I mean, not that I'm not happy about it. Seems like you got time under control. Well, you know, like not literally. You know what I mean. Wouldn't that be awesome to have time under control? Like really, actually under your control? That'd be nice. Hey, what is up, Xavier? Xavier, let's see, who else is here? Oh, alright. Okay. I need your advice on the weapon banner. Yes, I saw it. Not gonna lie. So, I had a very tiny portion of my mind. Very tiny portion of my mind thought, get it. when like, should I go get it? And that was, anytime that happens to me or it crosses my mind even just a little bit, it's like significant for me. Those banners have my disapproval. I like the banners actually. While Layla and Dory are like eh. But having Cookie in there, it just makes sense.
Is it the cold or just cowardice?
Because sometimes, because we've, let's face it, we've had worse banners before. This is by far from the worst banner we've ever gotten.
Let's light it up.
So I'm pretty happy that Cookie is there, because it gives me a chance to finally get her C2, I believe, is what gets the bonus duration.
Nice and spicy. The Tsaritsa's benevolence has no place for transgressors.
Where's the thing? There it is.
Let's light it up.
Oh.
We got.
It gives me the chance to get the I believe it's C2, and I'm pretty happy because I still don't have Kuki Shinobu on this account I'm on right now. I'm on the 3rd account right now, by the way. But I already have everything ready for full EM Kuki. All I'm missing now is just Kuki. Okay. Come on. Come on, get over here. Here we go.
Next on the
We're good. Oh, that was something. Good fight. Today's my off. It's random. It's random? Like your day off is random? Okay, so you guys are talking about storage? Yeah, alright. I actually wanted to talk about that too. I saw Zyphos, Moonlight, Dragon's Bane, Stringless on the banner. 4 stars are good. Yes, they are good. Like, and so Zyphos was actually one of the. Hey, what's up, Itachi? Zyphos was actually one of the few things that made me that made the weapon banner cross my mind. Hey, what is up, Shuri? How's it going, man? So Zyphos and the fact that the Nilou sword is, while it's good, I wouldn't say it's the best on Kuki. But if okay, so typically nowadays typically people build Kuki full EM, right, for hyper boom and stuff. So what that means is you're sacrificing a lot of HP, which means your healing is not going to be as good as it would be with a full HP Kuki. Don't get me wrong, it's still good enough even with no HP at all. At least for me, but some people might not feel the same way as me. Some people might feel like she doesn't heal as much as they want them to. So, with Nilou's sword, it gives you a ton of HP, which means that you still get at least some HP. And I don't remember what the passive does, but I remember it's something to do with like getting EM from how much HP you have, or is it the other way around? I don't remember. It's something like that, and I think that's pretty good. Pretty good for Kuki. Definitely not the most EM. Like going going with an EM sword would still definitely get you more EM overall. But at least like if you're one of those people that feel like she doesn't heal as much as you need, then, and if you have primos, and if you're planning to pull for Nahida, getting 1,000 Dreams is not bad either. It's not, don't get me wrong, 1,000 Dreams is not something that you need. You definitely absolutely don't need 1,000 floating Dreams for Nahida, but it's not bad either. I don't think it's a very valuable weapon by all means. Like, they're both okay is what I'm trying to say. They're both okay. And obviously, if you have Nilou as well, if you plan on taking advantage of her bountiful bloom core, whatever, then obviously her sword will, best in slot, right?
Let me read you a verse. Know my sword. Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
Solidify.
But the fact that Nilou's sword is good on her, and at least good on someone else, not bad. Right? Especially compared to so many limited 5-star weapons that we've been getting for a while now, that are, some of them are literally only good on the character they're made for. And some of them aren't even the best for the character that they're made for. I mean, they could be the best in like 1 or 2 specific scenarios, but then like okay, like think about the donut for Kokomi. So I guess, yeah, if you wanna ever use Kokomi as your like main on-field DPS, sure, it is the best for doing that. But like, how many people are doing that? How many people are using on-field DPS Kokomi? EM with 3 stacks. Yeah. So okay, I guess my first guess was right. I don't remember because like I don't have the weapon, and I've like, why would I ever need to think about it if I don't have it, right? Hey, what's up? Coffee, good to see you, man. How's it going? Dude, tomorrow's a day. Nahida come home. Already farmed for her. Nice. I'm really excited myself, by the way. I'm super excited. The thing that I'm not excited about though, it's awful. I hate it. So okay, what is it called? Pre-install. It came out today, right? And okay, I'm sure you guys will notice that there's a slight difference. Something's a little different, as you can see in the streams. So pre-installation came out today. Some of you guys have already talked about it, about storage issues. So yeah, it would be tomorrow. It would be tomorrow for some people. For people who are in the Americas, then that would be, yeah, because like right now it is it's 10 Monday. Wait. Let me think. Hang on. Am I mixing up my time zones here? Hang on. So right now in the Americas, it would be 10 in the morning, 10-ish in the morning, depending on which time zone you're in. Monday. And then tomorrow evening. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. I'm not mixing up my time zones. I'm fine. Alright, I'm fine. So, okay, tomorrow evening, for the people in the Americas, North, South America, Canada, right? People over there, in the evening, Tuesday evening for over there. Hey, yo, what's up, Mr. Nice Live Guy? Long time no see, man. How's it going? How's it going? I'm gonna pull for Nahida's weapon. Really, you've been pulling for weapons a lot for a while now. Well, not a lot, but you don't seem to be as reserved as I am, Taz, when it comes to pulling for weapons. Oh, speaking of, yeah, you haven't been here quite as often as you used to be, Taz. How is your Dehya going? I kind of want to ask about that. What do you think? How do you feel about the potential buff for Dehya, in the form of her new potential artifact set? I say potential because while we already know what it does, and on the surface, like immediately, first thing that comes to mind is like, okay, that's her artifact set, very much. But who knows? As we continue, people Most likely theory crafters might be able to come up with more and more uses for the new artifact set. And who knows, it might not even be made for Dehya specifically. It might be made for someone else in the future. Who knows, it might just so happen to fit Dehya, but it's not actually made with Dehya in mind. Yo, sorry for not watching at all. My phone got broke. Your phone broke? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. What happened? Well, you're here now. I guess your phone's fine, or did you buy a new phone? What's up, Mia? How's it going, man? How did your stream without me? Oh no, I'm so sorry. I mean, I tried calling you. Really, I did. But it said my phone said out of service. Out of coverage area. Whatever it is. Hey, what is up? Hi, Dahara. Thanks for stopping by, man. I tried knocking at your front door. Okay, so what was I talking about earlier that you guys might notice as I'm playing here? So you guys might notice loading times are a little slow. Actually, no, they're not just a little slow. It's not just a little slow. It's like significantly slower, actually. So, okay, finally happened. What is it called? The pre-install came out today, and apparently my SSD doesn't have enough storage for it. And I'm not sure, like I didn't really like take the time to look at it properly, because I know that it needs a little bit more space than it actually needs to store it. You know, because it needs a little extra space to decompress and unzip. But I feel like even after it unzips and decompresses and fully updates, I get the feeling that my SSD just won't have enough storage for it anymore. So, and I've had to do this for a while now, where every version update, or every time a pre-installation comes out for the next version update, I have to transfer my Genshin game files to my hard disk drive because it's got more storage, right? And then after the update goes live, I update it and then I put it back on my SSD and everything's fine. But now I feel like I can't move it back anymore, even after the update goes live, even after unzipping. So, because I looked at my disk cleanup thing, and there isn't much to delete. I looked at my temp folders, there really isn't much to delete. I looked at anything else that I could move from my SSD to my hard disk drive. You know, it was just a rough estimate. I didn't count it exactly, but I feel like I'm missing at least 1 or 2 gigabytes. I'm pretty disappointed. I would have been a little okay with it if only this was a high quality HDD, because read and writes would have been a little faster. But it's a used PC, right? So it's not dying. It's not like super old or anything, but it's a used one, and I don't think it's the fastest hard disk drive out there. Because like I feel the difference. I feel like, so okay, a few hours ago I played with it, and so what I noticed was, now it doesn't always happen. So I swapped to Kazuha, I did this, and there was like a little, like the sound was different. It's hard to explain, but in game dev, obviously everything is in the form of assets, right? Whether it's audio or 3D assets, textures, etc. And audio, basically the sounds that come out of your game they're just audio files. They're audio files that are programmed to trigger when certain things happen in the game. And of course certain sounds happen when you use certain skills, when you in Genshin's case. So, and it happened not just with one thing. It also happened when I go in here, when I swap to, like, every time the game has to load in new stuff that I didn't open, I could feel the difference. Okay, like there, you saw that, right? There was a delay before Chongyun came out. Okay, let's try something bigger. Yeah, right. But then, like, if I've already loaded it'll be in VRAM or RAM or whatever. But if I go to someone that I haven't opened in this gaming session, like delete, okay, right. But if I go back to Chongyun, okay, now it's faster because now it's in VRAM or in RAM. I don't know if you guys understand the mumbo jumbo, the computer mumbo jumbo I just explained, but because I understand at least like the logic of how it works. Like, I don't claim to know how to do it myself, how to make games myself, but because I understand how the logic works, I could feel the like, you know, the struggle. I can see it, I can hear it. Yo, what is up, Kale? I am at school. What? Should you really be here, man? If you're at school, are you sure you should be here? Where's my commission? Oh, sorry, bounty. Electro. Hey, what is up, Mamoru-san? Sorry, man. I was rambling earlier. I'm sick. Yeah. So I guess your status. I logged into Discord a little bit earlier today. I saw your status there. I guess you really are sick. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope you get well soon. Take it easy, man. Make sure people around you, aka your family, know what's going on, so that people can help you in case you need help. I just came by to say hello. Bye, I need rest. Oh, okay. Yeah, please, go get some rest, man. Thank you, though. Thank you for stopping by, man. Hey, what is up, Onoko? Good to see you, man. Oh, we gotta go. Goodbye. Going to school? Oh, alright. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. Nice Live Guy. Take care, man. Have a good day. I watched your stream at school before. Oh, okay. Quite a lot of you actually seem to watch from school. I mean, like, I hope none of you get into trouble because of it. But man, I mean, I really appreciate it though. But please don't get into trouble just for a little old me. Please don't trouble yourself. Just for little old me. Genshin is just a regular game to me. I mean, like, it is, yes. I mean, it is, right? Like, it is just just like any other game. And what time will you stream tomorrow? Tomorrow, I probably won't stream. Because, like, it's the day before the patch. And, I mean, like, what is there to do? There's no event. There's no event. There's not even a battle pass. Right? There's nothing to do tomorrow, so I probably won't stream tomorrow, but I will stream on Wednesday. Well, I mean, okay, so for some of you guys it might be tomorrow, but for me it will be on Wednesday. Yeah, I will actually I will actually stream like as soon as I update my game too. I just so happen to have time on that day. Because I'm really excited. I want my Nahida. I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring it on. Nahida will be mine. Just like this little guy. I didn't pay attention where he went. Lucky guess. Nope. Okay. Alright. That was just a test run. That was just a test run. That wasn't... Okay. Gotcha. First try. First try, everybody. Lucky you'll have a chance to get Cookie along with this. Yes, that's actually, yes, that was actually why when I saw the banner, I didn't even care about Layla. I didn't even I didn't even care that Layla was there and Dory was there. I didn't even care like how bad, like, so while Layla is not terrible, right? But like Dory just really doesn't have a place in the meta right now. Whether it's the meta or even just memeing, I guess, like, yeah, somehow if you have like whale stuff, you could meme build your Dory. Sure, but like, wow, no, Dory absolutely has no place in Genshin right now. Well, Layla, yeah, sure, but like, why Layla? Why not just do Diona, right? I feel like you'd get a lot more return for Diona, for your investment in Diona versus Layla. Because like Layla is not doing, well, like she's gonna do a little bit more damage than Diona, but nothing significant, not like hardly any change. Oh yes, that's right. This is immune to hydro, or sorry, cryo. Man, it feels so sluggish. Feels really sluggish. Changing stuff, opening characters, especially when I just opened Genshin, like the first, like after rebooting the PC, I feel it. It feels sluggish. Where's okay?
Rain outlines your fate. Here comes the catch. Rain cutter.
Last time I came here, a lot of 14, 16s. I'm 24. 24 is, it feels like the peak of youth, man. At least, you know, to me. Like, I'm sure older people will say that like how old I am now is like the peak of youth. But I don't know. I feel like your mid-20s and yeah, mid-20s I feel like is like the peak of youth. Like, although most average people in their mid-20s hardly have enough money to get by, but you just have so much energy. You have most people, not everyone, will have a ton of freedom, will have at least enough money to get by on their own. But the energy, the excitement, it's just all there. Is this thing immune to? Animo. Diona special.
Body and mind. No, my sword. Gotcha.
It really, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I can just feel the slight delay and everything. I don't feel like it's my ping. I feel like it's, I don't know. Maybe it's just my imagination. So I guess it's really only the first time loading into the game it feels slow, because that teleport right there, that was pretty fast. It felt almost exactly as if it was just on my SSD. But I guess it's just the first time loading in after booting or rebooting, like when everything's loaded off of RAM. I don't like working for real. Well, you were excited to go get a job. I guess you were probably just excited to get your own job instead of just, you know, doing the job that your dad gave you. Here, I'm back. Yo, welcome back, Hale. I gotta go. Promised my brother I'd play something with him. Aw, what a sweet brother. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Taz. Take care, man. Have the new banners come out yet? Yes, they... Well, I mean, like, okay, they announced it, but it... No, they're not here yet. You can't wish on 3.6 is not here yet, is what I'm saying. The banners are out. Yes, they told us. They've announced it, and we are going to talk about them today a lot. Because while not everyone is a fan of the banners, I like it. It's exactly what I need. Exactly what I need.
Let's light it up.
I just put Goba down in there. Alright, I'm sorry, Goba. Trust me, I wasn't excited at all. Well, if you weren't excited, why'd you have to go get your own job? I mean, your dad has a company. You could have just stayed there. Let me hit you. I need to hit you. I need particles. Okay, so there's Hydro ones. I can't find any other Hydro ones. Oh, I've never seen that attack before. I've never seen that attack before. He threw Dendro balls at me. Zero. 1 swap. No, I pressed too late. I don't know. I can't seem to time that very well.
Next up, no touching.
I can't hit it. It's okay. Whatever. I wanted to hit the floating ones. And the one in the middle with Ganyu's bloom, but I just couldn't aim it properly.
Everybody stand back. Huh?
I was destined for more.
I have no choice. I need my own money, so I work. But I can't be tired since I work 12 hours a day. Hey, what is up, Sudakar? How's it going, man? Good to see you again. Hey Siri, you're just working now, right? Or are you? What is that? Are you studying part time, or you're just completely working now? While in combat? Oh. Did you know the Scarab boss has secret voice line if your Raiden dies first stage of the boss? Yeah, I don't remember what it says, But I remember hearing that
Would you
once
please-
before. Working no school. Oh, okay. Alright, I just wanted to ask. Yeah, I remember. Don't worry, man. I remember who you are. How could I forget? How could I forget our very own Siri? Even you were the first AI we ever had over here. You predate you predate ChatGPT and Google Bard.
If you ever
You even give us trivia even though we didn't ask for it. Like it's just like you guys are too dumb. You guys need to learn something. Here you go. Trivia. Learn. I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll use it. Oh, you know what? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for this Wednesday. Because this Wednesday, the Battle Pass is going to come back on, and I need extra resin to get the daily like 160 resin use. RJ, do you like Palitao? I can never remember the names of traditional Filipino food, but I can never because like there's so many of them. I keep interchanging them like in my memory. Hang on. Okay, yeah. All right, I just looked it up. Now I remember. Yeah, I do. I love snacks like that. They're awesome. I am a bona fide glutton, my friend. Yeah, I could literally eat like a whole serving of that. Like if I order like a whole, so okay, typically it's people just selling them like, you know, like street vendors, right, that sell them. But some people for a while now have been taking orders of them, and I could eat like a whole order of it myself. Like probably even two, if I'm not full.
Here comes the catch. Witness the power of the wild. Jaw's over.
I already pre-done all my BP commissions. Yeah, but then like you know, the daily ones, because the weekly ones, yeah, they do carry over already. Like now there's no battle pass right now, and it's fine. That's why I'm doing my weeklies now, because several versions ago I guess they updated that to where if you do your weeklies before, like when there, even though there's no battle pass yet,
Gotcha.
it used to be so that your battle pass, like you don't get it. it was awful back then. I used to not do my dailies. It was awful. I used to often forget to not do my dailies on Monday, especially like right before a version update. And then I would do my bounties, and then remember, oh yeah, there's no battle pass. And now they fixed it. For a while now, for a good long while now, they've fixed it. Yo, RJ, I'm so OG to this channel, for real. Yeah, you are. Definitely. You're so OG, I even stopped by your front door when I stream. I knock a few times and I say, hey Mia, I'm streaming. You coming? And then like you're just never there.
I'm getting
And then you end up telling me, how dare you stream without me? I know most of your stories, not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, like, you know what? I feel happy about that, actually. I feel happy about that. I know I mentioned this a while back, where, okay, I'm not gonna say I'm old, because, like, while, yes, I'm a bit older than most of you here. but I'm definitely not old. Like, especially if you ask someone older than me. But I guess I feel old to the point where I have these. I sometimes feel anxious or scared that when I go, I'll just be forgotten. I'll just be ashes in the wind that no one even remembers. No one remembers. No one 100 years from now will know I existed, and I'm kind of scared about that. And while I understand I have nothing to leave behind for the future, I'm not someone special. I don't know. Yeah, I'm happy that like at least a few other people know a few of my stories. Hey, I appreciate. Thank you, Mia. Taron, special banana wrap, lumpia wrapping. Is it spelled like that? Taron? Oh, over here we call it Turon. I wouldn't know how it's properly spelled because like we don't really ever write stuff in Cebuano or Tagalog. At least not me. But over here we call it Turon, and judging by its pronunciation, it probably would be spelled as Turon. And yes, I love it. Like I said, I'm a bona fide glutton. I love food. I love snacks. I could eat like a boatload of that stuff. If it weren't just so fat, I could probably just live off of only that. I feel old too. Well, I guess that's what working a lot does to you, Siri. RJ, did you watch the last Ruby? Yes, I did. It was okay. Not gonna lie. Episode 5 and 6. I don't know if 7 came out yet. I watched episode 5 and 6 yesterday, I believe. Yes, yesterday. And it felt really nice. It was like wholesome and awesome. But then like right at the end of episode 6 was like, wow, this is awful. These guys keep losing. They just can't catch a break. Okay. I'm just rambling here. I'm not doing anything. I think I'm done with everything I need to do on this account. Okay. Yeah. Alright. I'm swapping. I'm switching. Switching accounts. Be right back. Neo got possessed, bro. Did episode 7 come out yet? I don't know. I only watched until episode 6. Because I watched 5 and 6 yesterday. I don't know if 7 came out. I didn't check today. I get the feeling that Neo is gonna have like some sort of redemption arc. Like maybe not a whole arc, but probably like something to redeem herself. I get the feeling that Neo might turn around. I don't know. Like maybe not totally be friends with him and stuff, but I get the feeling that she probably doesn't want the world to end. Neo got possessed. Wait, how do you know she got possessed? I love palitaw. Oh, I didn't know that, Shinrin. What other Filipino snacks do you guys like? I'm asking that, and if you guys want to ask me that, I'm just gonna say all of them. like I've said multiple times already this stream, I'm a glutton, like really, like legit. I'm like a real glutton. I may not be obese, but I definitely am quite overweight. I'm not like I wouldn't say it's like lethal overweight, but you can bet I'm overweight. Okay. Well, I'm in Inazuma. I might as well do these. Stop by Filipino Bakery. We got is and aha. We got is and I. Oh, that's alright. I love it, man. I love turon. In fact, turon is actually quite a common snack over here. And when I say common, I mean like so many people buy it, and because there's a high demand for it, there's also a high supply for it.
Stabilize.
I don't know about in other cities, but in my city, it's like it's everywhere.
Let's light it up.
Gather.
Teamwork is dreamwork. You're toast. Boba, get them. Into the frozen void.
Like in my neighborhood, in the neighborhood I live in, there's probably like 3 or 4 3 or 4 people that sell it, and it's not that they, you know, and they sell it almost every day too. It's not like they just sell it whenever they feel like it. They sell it all the time. Balut. Oh, you know what? I got a story about balut. Currently eating shopao my dad made. Oh, that's awesome. Wait, he actually made it? Like he made the dough and then like shaped it, or did you just buy it and then like steam it? By the way, I'm so sorry if you guys are wondering. We are talking about Filipino snacks. Balot is okay. Basically, okay. So we were talking about palitaw. I don't actually know what palitaw is or how to make it. Could you come over here, please? Okay, there you go.
Not every wound will heal.
That's awful. Okay. Alright, I need you to get over here. And there you go. Okay, shopao is... Imagine... In China, I believe it's called... I don't remember the Chinese name now. But I remember the translation of what it is. And it translates to steamed stuffed bun. And imagine that, but in China they're like really small, but here in the Philippines shopao is like bigger. It's like as big as a burger. Some even bigger than a burger. And it's got meat inside. Most of the time it has egg. It could be chicken, it could be pork, beef, whatever. It's great, and it's like steamed. As for balot is it's basically egg that's balot, and there's 2 types of it, balot and balot Pinoy. And balot is like it's egg that's like almost hatched, like only a few days before it hatches. And I don't, oh boy, that was the wrong button. Okay, let's just wait for it to cool down. Ah, no. Okay. Alright. Chill out. You need... Okay, let's just all calm down. Let's just all calm down. I come in peace, okay? I come in peace.
Your verdict is decided. Absurd! Illusions are but distractions.
Stabilize.
Alright, it's you.
Rain outlines your fate. Rank busted. Game's up. Fun's over. Higher, pants on fire. Go. Your thymia crumbles.
While balot Pinoy is... It's basically boiled egg. But... Like when you buy eggs at the supermarket, it's like almost day, like, yeah, I guess they're day one. Like as soon as they come out of the chicken, they take it up and they take it out and then like pack it up, put it in the supermarket. Whereas I believe balot is like at least a few days after it comes out of the chicken. At least that's what I know. Like I have no idea. Like I am a glutton. But as for preparing food, no. That's not me. I just eat food. I don't care what it is. If it's yummy, I will eat it. I don't care how it was made. Oh, I got you. Okay. Don't worry, man. I got you. Oops. Senorita bread, turon, pandesal, panda ube. Senorita bread. I haven't heard of that one. What is that? Is that a famous bakery that I should know about, or is it the name of a specific bread? I'm right. I'm very knowledgeable, I guess. Oh yeah, absolutely, you are, man. We don't call you Siri for nothing, man. We don't call you Siri for nothing. You're Siri before Siri. You predate all AI assistants. And instead of just giving us information when we ask for it, you give us information even before we ask for it. We talk about something we have no idea about, and you're like, I guess they don't know about this. Alright, I'll teach you guys. Gotta go, everyone. Have a good day or night. Alright, thanks for hanging out with us, Noko. Take care, man.
Gather into the wind.
The hunter. Another test subject. The hunter.
Should replace my hammer.
Where did you guys come from?
We're way behind schedule.
I'm so confused. Where did those eremites come from?
Follow the wind.
Solidify.
Major version of Shopal is baked version, not steamed.
Access denied.
Oh, really? I wonder how that would taste. Oh, you know what? I mean, no. I have a guess as to how that would taste, because in China and many other Asian countries, dumplings are exactly what we would call we here would call as empanada. And empanada is basically just typically in the Philippines it's fried. Oh no, actually it's fried. Yeah, it's fried, not baked. But some people also bake their empanada here instead of fry them. But typically they're fried in the Philippines. Whereas in a lot of Asian countries they're steamed or even boiled in some cases. Yo, what's up, Aonim? Hey, good to see you again, man. How's it going? You excited for 3.6? Many versions. Yeah, that's true. Foods like that can just kind of be cooked in like almost any way. Like so yeah, even shopao might be friable. I don't know. I feel like if you fry shopao, I feel like it would absorb way too much oil. Yeah, I get the feeling that it would absorb way too much oil. But I feel like I feel like there's some place out there that fries their shopao. I'm mainly excited for 3.6 because of the Nahida banners. What the? Oh, okay. That was. I just used my skill on nothing because apparently my hard disk drive didn't load the enemies in yet. Well, I'm gonna have to go no vape here.
Quietly now.
How's your Nahida saving? I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go for Nahida. My third account may need a little bit more luck. But it's nothing too bad. Yeah, my third account needs a little bit of luck, but it's nothing too bad. Like I'm on my second account now, and this is ready to go, man. I am ready to go. Yeah, I got okay. So I got 5 from the shop reset. I can buy another 95 from there. I got 50 from from Star Glitter. I don't really want anyone from the Star Glitter shop anymore. So yeah. And this account I'm on right now, this is my second account. It's guaranteed. Although I think I'm at 1 pity. What's my pity looking like? Hello? Oh, there it is. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm at 3 pity right now. Oh, I don't. I didn't remember that. I didn't remember that I lost to Mona. Okay, well, whatever. Mona constellations are eh. I guys need to sleep now. Tomorrow I got work. Looking forward to your details. Weapon banner. Opinion. Oh. You know what, Xavier? I was actually waiting for you to ask me your questions. I thought your question was something specific. That's why I never really like went into detail about it, because I thought you had something specific in mind, like a situational thing about your account. I was actually waiting for you to ask me about it. Hello everyone. Yo, what is up? Alyssa, good to see you, man. How's it going? Are you gonna pull for all 3 accounts? Yes, I am. Absolutely. I'm not missing Nahida again. I am not. Absolutely not missing Nahida again. So, while I don't need the upgrade, right? Like, you know, like a lot of people, because Nahida's quite strong, right? So, she's properly strong. To a lot of people, getting a Nahida would be very much an upgrade to their account. To me, well, yes, that would be an upgrade, but not that much, because I have quite a few teams that are already really well invested in. So there's really no more content for me to clear that I haven't cleared already. So Nahida is just going to be mostly a side grade for me, because and why I'm so excited to get Nahida is she just opens up so many more team archetypes, so many team variations, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to playing more teams. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I forgot to do the this one. I'm also super hyped that they put Kuki Shinobu in the Nahida Nilou banners, because my 3rd account does not have Kuki Shinobu, and I absolutely don't want to build an EM Shogun, especially not when I have such good artifacts for her. I just thought, ask your opinion, overall banner. Oh, okay. I thought you had something like situational. The weapon banner is pretty good actually. It's got good 4 stars. Hang on, let me look at the 4 stars again. I know I looked at them earlier today. I just okay, wow, that's all right. All okay. That's actually, so all the 4 stars are anywhere from good to not bad. Yeah, good to not bad. While stringless is despite not a lot of characters using stringless, there's really no other weapon like it, and that's why it kind of keeps a lot of its value, even though not many characters, or at least not many mainstream characters, use it now. I guess you could use it for like I guess you could use it for something like I mean, it might be one of the best options for an aggravate. What's her name? Fischl, right? And even back then, like if you have, even now, like if you have a DPS Venti build, it's still one of the best options for him. And Zypho's Moonlight is definitely really good. Probably the best 4-star for Kazuha. Unfortunately, it's a limited 4-star weapon, so it's not very high on value, because like it's the only way to get it is through the standard a limited weapon banner. The weapons are, the 5-star weapons are okay. They're nothing to write home about. They're obviously the best in slot for their respective characters. Thousand Floating Dreams, I think, has no other user. Yeah, so that's the one thing. But Key of Kajmisut is the only character I could think of that it's pretty good on, other than Nilou, is Kuki Shinobu. And on Kuki Shinobu, it's not the best for either. Well, it is the best actually for just making her as tanky as possible, because it's the sword that has the most amount of HP percent right now. One swap. That's too early. Okay, but and obviously some EM swords have more EM than Kaznesut, Key of Kaznesut. But it's like a sword that in case you're in a situation where you feel uneasy about lowering Cookie's HP so much that you feel like she doesn't heal enough for you anymore. But at the same time, you don't want to just give Cookie an HP sword. You still want her to get some EM from the sword. But the problem with it is it's not a very high value weapon because it's a 5-star. It's a limited 5-star. And it's only more of a convenient option instead of a massive upgrade from any of its 4-star or F2P options. Hi everyone. Hey, what's up, Alyssa? Nah. What else is on there? Zyphos, Dragon's Bane. Okay, my god. How many times have we gotten Dragon's Bane in the last good while? Did we get Dragon's Bane back to back recently? Like, I think it was like 3.3 and 3.4 we had Dragon's Bane. I remember 2 sets of banners that had Dragon's Bane on them, like back to back. And now we're getting Dragon's Bane again. Am I forgetting anything? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Alright. I forgot to buy out the teapot stuff. Are you getting weapon for Nahida, Doctor? No. But I did consider it for a bit. But no. I'm not going for the weapon. So on my main account, I can't. I would want to on my main account. Not really the weapon itself. What I want is Zyphos. I want Zyphos Moonlight. And if I get 1,000 Floating Dreams, okay, sure, why not? Right? If I get the Key of Kajnisut, okay, not terrible. I could just put it on Cookie. Right? It's what I really want from the weapon banner is Zyphos Moonlight. While it's not as much Team ER as a Favonia Sword, but it's pretty close. And you still get to keep the same EM as with Iron Sting. So, I don't know. I really want Zyphos Moonlight. And if I can have it at high refinement, great. But on the main account, I want Nahida. But I'm literally at 1 pity. I'm literally at 1 pity on the main account. And I don't have that much Primos ready. And I am planning to pull on the Ganyu banner. Because on the main account, I still have like this really long-term goal on the main account that I want to have C6 Ganyu one day. I'm currently at C3 and I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty close. I think I might just need this, depending on my luck, in 3.6. I think I might just need 3.6 and then like one more Ganyu rerun someday to get to C6. So yeah, that's why I can't go for the weapon banner. My third account barely has Primos left after what did I do with them? Oh yes, that's right. Alright, I saved up a ton and then I spent all of it to get C1 Hu Tao, Yelan, and Homa recently. So my third account barely has Primos. My second account is while it's a little bit more free. I don't need to. I'm not aiming to get.
Add Astro.
I'm not aiming to get C6 Ganyu on the second account. But it also doesn't have as many primos as the main one. Okay, sorry. I just needed to reset my expeditions on this account. Alright, I'm moving back. Moving over to the main one. I suggest you get Mappa Mare for Nahida. Don't use Sacrificial, whatever, that's it. Why Mappa Mare? No. I would say Sac Frag is the... I actually prefer Sac Frag. I want more EM, because the thing with Mappa Mare is it's a high base attack weapon, which means its secondary stat is lower. Which, yeah, and what is its secondary stat? It's EM, okay? So that means it has less EM than Sacrificial Fragments, and it has less EM than even Magic Guide, and the only redeeming factor about it is, so, the passive, sure, but then compared to, okay, if you're on fielding Nahida and like you have really good DPS stats on Nahida, sure, Mappa Mare. But if not, then no, just go with more EM. While Nahida does have some attack scaling, but her attack scaling is not a huge part of her kit. Nahida is kind of like Nahida's more similar to Yelan, where Yelan scales completely off of HP. No, sorry. It's like a similar thing to Ayato. So Ayato's scaling mostly comes from attack, but he just gets a little bit extra damage from HP. Whereas Nahida is kind of the other way around, where most of her scaling comes from EM, and she just gets a little bit more damage from attack. Mappa Mare has more EM? No, Mappa Mare has less than 200 EM, and Sac Frag has 221 EM. I think Mappa Mare only has 165 EM. No, not even 165. Only gives 110. Mappa Mare only gives 110 EM, while Sac Frag gives 221. Hey, what's up, Book Nerds Paradise? How's it going, man? Does someone want my account? What do you mean want your account? Shritik, you're giving it away? Why would you be giving away your account?
Is it the code or just cowardice?
Would you consider pulling Nilou on one of the accounts? Yeah, like super early Nahida. No. I just
Stabilize.
I really like Nilou. I think she's really pretty, and that's really the only reason why I would ever pull for Nilou. So while it would be nice, she would be a breath of fresh air for me. New playstyle I've never experienced before. I don't have the characters to really fully take advantage of Nilou. While I guess I could build Yao Yao, sure, maybe. But then I get the feeling that having Kokomi might be useful too, because Sorry, my mind was wandering.
Gather.
Alright, get over here. I need you to get over here. Young lady, get over here right this instant.
Not every wound will heal. Let's light it up.
You're toast! At the frying pan!
What the? Come on, man. That was very unusual behavior for this Yoraba. Instead of coming at me, she went far away from me. That was unusual. Sorry, I got distracted by that. Okay. So, Nilou's playstyle, at least if you really want to take advantage of her kit, is obviously it's a Bloom kit, right? But then you also have to only have Dendro and Hydro in it. And I guess, while if I do get early Nahida, okay, so at least I already have Nahida, who is like one of the best Dendro characters that I could put in with the Nilou team, sure. But then, okay, and I guess I got Yao Yao too. I chose Yao Yao like in Lantern, right? Okay, so I have a C0 Yao Yao. And I could just build Yao Yao. But then I get the feeling that Yao Yao alone might not be enough healing for all the self-damage that we're gonna take from Bountiful Cores. And if I had Kokomi, maybe I would consider it. But I don't. And because I have Mona, I've never really felt the need to wish for Kokomi. So that's why me ever getting Nilou on my accounts is like it's highly unlikely now.
Solidify.
Witness the power of Gua. Time to things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. Rain outlines your fate.
This world, a fleeting shadow. Pathetic. Absurd. Illusions are but distractions.
Shattered. Quietly now. Here comes the catch. Rain cutter.
Euthymia crumbles before me.
I'm good, how are you? I'm good, man, I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm really excited to finally get Nahida. After I regretted, like I seriously regretted skipping Nahida. And so my main reason for regretting skipping Nahida is mostly because I guess I'm just getting tired of the very limited team archetypes that I can come up with on my accounts. Because my accounts have been like the way I've decided on which characters to pull for, which weapons to get, with which teams I've invested in, is very limited, and they're hyper focused on like vertical what is it, improvement instead of horizontal improvement. And by vertical improvement, I'm talking about like just making the few teams that I have as strong as I can make them. Hey, what is up, Yad? How's it going, man? I use Widset and leave the mob's fate unto the RNG gods. Okay. Well, Widset's actually pretty good, especially if you get the EM buff and or the elemental damage buff. And I would say, like, for speed running, Widset is the best 4-star for Nahida. Yeah, like if your teams are built strongly enough that you can like one cycle chambers or certain content, then Widsith is Widsith's pretty good. Another reason why I prefer Sacrificial Fragments for Nahida is because of the skill reset. So one terrible situation that Nahida can occasionally get herself into is if you're dealing with content where you're fighting a lot of low HP enemies, like multiple waves of low HP enemies. Because, okay, so the first wave comes up, a bunch of Hilichurls, like 50 Hilichurls. Okay, you mark them all, sure. And then you sneeze and then everything's dead. And then now your skill's still on cooldown. Your Nahida's skill is still on cooldown. But then now the new wave of enemies has come out. And now you have no way to mark them. You have to wait a few seconds for your skill to cool down. While I know it's very nuanced, it's a very minor convenience thing. But I get the feeling that sooner or later, it's gonna save me a few seconds. I don't know. No one ever really talks about that, but I get the feeling that that is a situation that I'm gonna get into, that I might get into in the future. Yeah. Plus the fact that Sac Frag just is just EM. Yep. Cooldown is fast. Yeah, but do you really, if you're okay, do you really want to wait 4 seconds? Like, okay. How fast is our cooldown? 6 seconds, 7 seconds, I guess. Right? But do you really want to wait? Let's say you press E, you swap to whoever other character, you sneeze, everything's dead. Now you still have 4 seconds to wait for your next cooldown. Okay, so you're just left there standing around for 4 seconds waiting for Nahida's skill to cool down. Okay, alright, you mark them, you mark the next wave, you swap to another character, you this time you don't sneeze, this time you clear your throat, you just go and then everything's dead. Okay, so now the next wave comes up and now your skill has another 4 seconds again for it to cool down. You're standing around there walking around with Nahida, waiting for your skill to cool down. And okay, it cools down. You mark the next wave, swap to another character. This time you don't even do anything. You smolder, right? You just pause there. You do a superhero pose. Everything's dead. And now your Nahida's skill is on cooldown again. Yeah, and I know that for a fact because while I don't have Nahida, I do use 2 accounts that have Nahida. One is Happy's, and one is my friend's account. And despite having 1,000 floating dreams and having C6 Nahida on my friend's account, not even C20 Nahida is gonna help in a situation where I'm waiting for my skill to cool down. Bro, how are you playing her? I literally never had that issue. Yeah, maybe because you're killing the enemies too slow, man. If you're fighting multiple waves of low HP enemies, you mark the first wave, you sneeze, everything's dead. Now the second wave comes up, and then your skill is still on cooldown. Have you seen the recent drip marketing Ahoyos? Yes! I'm okay. Not gonna lie. She's pretty cute. she's pretty cute. I okay, right before the stream I went to Twitter so that I could have the banners like just open in Chrome in case I wanted to talk about them. I would just have them and know what was on the banner. The first thing I saw is that little cutie.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
I was very surprised. I was very surprised that they have characters like that. So, and by like that, I'm talking about a character that looks cheeky. She looks pretty cheeky. And it's hard to explain, but it's cute in a certain way. What the? How quickly did that disappear?
Burn to oblivion!
Next on the agenda.
I missed.
Tremble!
Why can't I T? Okay. Alright, there we go.
Gather!
Wow.
Reality is pain!
Alright, I didn't even get to that attack. Nice. Oops, too early.
Riddance, cruel world.
Hina vibes. She does. Okay, now that you mention that, yeah, you're right. She does. She does give me Hina vibes too. Now that you mention that. She's like a Hina, a little sister, or like a cousin maybe.
Possible.
Rain loading. What's wrong? A Book Knight's Paradise?
I'm going in. Let's light it up. Nice and spicy.
What is? I'm so sorry, Shinran. What is that word? What is that word you just typed? Kemono Mimi? What in the world is that? As long as I switch to Yai after marking enemies with E skill, they're already dead. Belladonna from Ruby. Oh, now that you mentioned that, yeah. She is like Blake. Haha, that's okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, she is just like Blake. She's a cat person. But then she has two tails. She has two tails, which I find really cool. If you do weekly before the update, would you need to do it again later for the battle pass? No. So that used to be the case, A&M. It used to be like that. I don't know which version update they changed that, but it was a while back. It's been a while. It's been a good long while when they changed that. So it only works for the weeklies though. The dailies don't. Yeah, the dailies don't count. It's only the weeklies. Yeah, and I used to not do my weeklies on Monday because of that reason. Until someone told me. Why didn't you come out yet? I hate this. I hate having Genshin on my hard disk drive instead of my SSD.
Stabilize. I will have order.
Things are about to get dicey. Witness the power of Gugwa.
Reason why she has two tails? She's a Nekomata, a yokai Oh yeah, that's right. She's from Inazuma, right? Okay, okay. I just remembered. Yokai from Japanese folklore with two tails. Ah, that's so cool. What is it with the Japanese and animal people that have multiple tails? Isn't the nine-tailed fox like a Japanese thing too? Speaking of animal people with multiple tails, so okay, some of you guys know that recently I've been reading a lot of fan fiction, and recently I read fan fiction for Danmachi, where Haruhime gets she gets 4 tails, which I imagine might be the prettiest thing ever. I mean, there's no I don't think I've seen fan art of Haruhime having multiple tails, but I'm just like picturing it out. It looks beautiful, especially with her calm lady-like demeanor.
Quietly now.
Testing my patience. Will meet.
But I'm eating jelly beans that the Easter bunny gave me. Lol. Right now, and jelly beans taste like medicine. Oh my god. I don't think those jelly beans came from the Easter bunny, man. I get the feeling that might have been replaced by someone other than the Easter bunny. Someone who wants you to be healthy. It's just a Japanese remedy for animal ears.
Things are about to get dicey.
Well, what is a Japanese remedy? It's probably a reference to the character from Inuyasha. She's a fox. Oh, okay. You'll ever be able to restore Eula's information in Universal? Okay. Alright, not gonna lie. That was a shot right there. Shots fired, man. Shots fired. Okay. Alright, I get the feeling that Hoyoverse, whatever, is from Tivat, and they are affected by Irminsul. And Eula might have been one of the pieces of information in Irminsul that got deleted. Yeah, Eula got deleted from Irminsul. Eula reruns the myth. Who's Eula? Why do you guys keep talking about Eula? I remember no one of this name. Vengeance will be mine. Fades into the abyss. You know, Eula rerun might not be happening anytime soon because there isn't. Okay, so with Sumeru coming, Dendro, right? So we're kind of in the Dendro arc of Genshin, especially because Dendro is a new element, right? It wasn't like when Inazuma was released. Electro was one of the Electro was already out before Inazuma came, but despite that, we still did have a sort of Electro-ish arc, and that's why that's how Eula kinda had her time to shine, because Electro kind of goes well with physical, whereas physical doesn't really do anything with Dendro. So I get the feeling that it's, yeah, like I think they just find it hard to find a reason to rerun Eula. And so with the Hydro arc potentially coming soon, right, when Fontaine comes,
Solidify.
I don't know if they can design a character in a way that works with Eula. I mean, they released a support character for Eula in the form of Mika, and they didn't even rerun Eula. Although Mika being released might be some sort of sign that Eula is going to rerun soon. And she won't really have anything other than just Mika. You know, the release of a potential tailor-made support for her. Other than that, they might change up Abyss to suit Eula more. But other than that, like, there's nothing really, right? Because like right now we are in the Dendro arc, and basically if they release Dendro characters, Electro characters, Hydro characters, right, it's all going to be part of the Dendro arc. It can all work together with Dendro, but there's very little reason to rerun a physical character. When we're currently in the Dendro arc. Because a lot of the characters that have been released recently have been Dendro, Hydro, or Electro. I guess, yeah, some Cryo characters too. Yeah, Mika, sure. But then, like, who else, really? Yeah, there's just no logic, I guess, to rerunning Eula.
Solidify.
Born of ice and frost, blaze over.
Clouds high, the birds call into the wind.
No touching.
Did release Eula. Yeah, but then, okay. Oh. Here's a possible reason for that. So it's business, right? If they released Eula, if they rerun Eula and put Mika on the banner, then you would really only be wishing on the Eula banner. If you really want Eula, or if you want Constellation for Eula, and at the same time you want the quote-unquote Eula support. But then if they put the quote-unquote Eula support with some other character that doesn't really need Mika, then if you really want Mika, then you're gonna pull on that banner, and you're gonna want to pull for Eula because you're gonna think, oh, I have Mika, I pulled for Mika, I'm gonna get Eula too. So you're gonna be pulling on not just one banner. So it makes sense business-wise. Yeah, this isn't MiHoYo's first rodeo, right? They have multiple, like, they have Honkai Impact, they have Genshin Impact, been going on for very strongly for like how many years, Honkai Impact for who knows how long. So this isn't Hoyo's first rodeo. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Like, could you imagine thinking that okay, we're gonna release a Eula support character, but we're not gonna rerun Eula yet because we want people to pull on not just one banner. We want people to pull on multiple banners. But at the same time, they can't just do that just because they want to. Because they seem to be really committed to like running characters or running banners of new characters, releasing characters, or rerunning certain 4 stars, 5 stars, and 4 stars that are part of whatever festival or holiday or whatever, or what is it called, event quest that is going on in a certain version update. So not only do they need to make the business decision for it, but they also have to tie it in with whatever story they could come up with for the version, the main event story quest for that version update. So they have to put extra effort into it. But obviously it starts from the business decision, and they build some sort of lore around that to make it all believable. Honkai Star Rail is releasing soon. Will you be trying out the new game? I don't know. Probably not. Because I just don't have the time. Yeah, because it's a new game, right? It's a new game, a lot of story stuff. Gonna have, yeah. When I started playing Genshin, I was just lucky enough that I was bored. I didn't really have much work to do. And even now, I kind of get anxious every now and then whenever there's like a new Archon quest. I kind of get anxious. When there's a new Archon quest, when there's a new region, I kind of get anxious because I feel like I don't have enough time. Honkai Star Rail, it is another game from MiHoYo. It is not open world though. It's not open world. It's turn-based. Yeah, like there's a little bit of an open world, but then like as soon as you attack an enemy, it takes you to this. Oh, it's like it's like Pokemon. Yeah, imagine Pokemon. Yeah, you know in Pokemon when you're walking around in the grass, you find like randomly you get caught by, no, maybe not get caught, but like you start fighting a wild Pokemon, and then it just goes into like and then like loads in the fight. It's kind of what Honkai Star Rail is, but then that plus all the intricacies of like an elemental system. Obviously, it has a different elemental system than Genshin, but however complicated Genshin's elemental system is, imagine that, but for Honkai, like with different elements.
Thank you for.
I'm asking about what game you're playing. LOL. Female characters don't have jiggly physics. Okay, I get the feeling that Hoyo probably got told off about the whole, like, I don't know. Okay, I don't think I can talk about it in too much detail without getting into trouble with YouTube, but I get the feeling that somebody in the Chinese government probably thought, this is not the image we want. This is too much this, too much that. And then they probably probably decided with all the wisdom they had, no, you can't do this. Alright, if you want to continue to exist, you're gonna have to play by our rules. That's probably what happened. Because the time that you are pointing out seems to be about, maybe not exactly the same time, but in the same like time range as like the whole Rosaria thing, and like all the changes, like the changes to Amber, Mona, Jean, and Rosaria. That seems to be about the same, maybe not the same time, but they weren't too far apart. Jiggly Physics got cancelled. I know. Because there are kids playing Genshin? Yeah, probably. I mean, like, there definitely are. I've literally seen them here. Like, I've seen an 8-year-old come onto YouTube chat. In fact, he was on Discord for a little bit, and like, he kept asking questions, asking for help. I gave him help, and then I realized, oh, this guy's 8 years old. He's not gonna understand anything that I'm saying. At least not to the level of detail that I was explaining it in. She extends her banner because she got crazy girl running after traveler. I saw a 7-year-old playing Mortal Kombat. Yeah, right? Like, even, like, no matter how many age restrictions or whatever these game companies put on their games, if a kid knows how to use a computer, knows how to get on the internet, you bet they're gonna find a way to play their whatever games they want to. And there's very little that these game devs can do about it. While in China, it's a little easier to monitor stuff like this because of the way that their internet is structured over there. And yeah, like, it's just a little bit easier there. But then, like, for the rest of the internet doesn't have such infrastructure. I played Postal, cutting. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I did pretty much the same thing as like most every other kid now does.
Time to go.
And I don't think I turned into a monster. I have no idea. Well, actually, I guess I do. All these, like, whatever policies that we have that quote unquote protect the children. Sure, I understand. Like, maybe there was evidence for it. But I get the feeling that a lot of these policies, like, the biggest reason for them was just to win votes during elections. Played Dota when I was a kid. I used to get scolded because of it. Lol. Why though? Why'd you get scolded for playing Dota? There's nothing wrong with Dota. Well, I guess, like, some of the character designs are a little interesting. A little too interesting for youngins. Swedish Dota song? What is that? I haven't heard of that. Pretty sure you need to give them your ID to play some games in China. Yeah, there is. So from my understanding, there's also, like, real name registry, I think. I don't know if that's a thing yet. But from my understanding, that is, like, being implemented in China. Where, like, you can't register with just a username. It's your real name is there. It's published. So if you are, let's say you're 6, 7 years old now, 8 years old, 10 years old, you let's say you insult someone on the internet when you're 8, you're 9 years old. 15 years from now, when you're 25, You could be held accountable for something dumb that you said when you were 10 years old. Because like and sure, right, I guess there is some benefits to real name registry. It encourages people it encourages good behavior because you're more likely to be scared to be punished for something that you did when you didn't even have hair in certain places. There's a chance that it could encourage better behavior among citizens. But at the same time, it also opens up the possibility for abuse by those people in power. If they don't like the 30-old you, the 30-year-old you, then that means like someone with enough power and leverage could look up dumb stuff that you did 20 years ago when you were 10 years old and use that to incriminate you. I don't know, right? Like it may not happen. I hope it doesn't, at least. But it certainly is something that I feel like has a chance of happening. Some kids register their accounts with their grandparents' ID. Yes, that is true. But that is true. So some do that. While a lot of compared to certain countries, like here for example, in the Philippines, just almost all elderly people just have no idea about what to do with technology. So it would be highly likely that kids, if we ever had the same system here in the Philippines, it would be more likely that kids would just take their grandparents' ID and use that. Because very few elderly people here know anything about stuff like that.
Time to go.
But in China, like while yes, there are still quite a lot of elderly people that might not have anything to do with technology, but it's just so I guess intertwined with daily life over there that some elderly people just have had no choice. They've had to adapt at least some technology into their lives. So for something like WeChat, right? Let's say WeChat Pay, Alipay, stuff like that changes how convenient stuff becomes for you. Like with how convenient paying bills becomes. How convenient paying for a bike sharing app becomes. Especially when there's like a monopoly or duopoly of services over there. There's not like 8 different options for certain services. There's really only 1 or 2. And because there's really only 1 or 2, you use either one or both of them. You have only either one or the 2 apps on your phone, and that's it. You gain all the convenience that it offers without having to think about, does this service support this payment service? Because there are fewer options, which means it's more likely that whatever service that you have that you're using now will be compatible with the other services that you want to avail. Rail is surrounded by belly gang. What? Oh, oh, wait. What do you mean? I guess on the Nilou banner, but what about Dory? Oh, wait. Oh.
Boats are made for transferring commodities.
Okay, I did.
And those that...
I did not know that. Okay, so I looked at the banner, and you know how the banner has like a color scheme, right? Nahida's is green, Nilou's is blue. So on the banner, I just thought that her belly was blue, and then I went to Nahida's banner. I was like, wait, it's green. What is that? Oh, that's her skin. That's her skin. And then like I realized, okay, it is the belly. Yeah, it is the belly group. You're right. I never seen you enter the teapot. I go into the teapot every now and then. I really only go in there to collect coins and to buy the weekly teapot stuff. Thanks for reminding me, by the way. I don't think I bought the teapot stuff yet on this account. No, I didn't. Alright. Nice job. Thanks, man. You just reminded me.
If you ever...
If you use Ganyu first. Thank you. You will see her in Ultra instance. Like Goku Dragon Ball. What? 40,000. Okay, you guys saw that, huh? I think you could see that in here, right? Aren't the teapot coins in their inventory somewhere? Okay, I guess not. Alright. So
Would you care to sit
there's so
down
much
and
money in
join?
there. Okay, so that was okay. I don't know if you guys have played long enough. There was quite a significant amount of time where you couldn't edit anything in the teapot. Yes, the maintenance thing.
If you ever have
It was
any
from the
questions
maintenance thing,
about-
and because you couldn't change anything in your teapot, and that happened for quite a while. That was quite a few version updates. And yeah, and because of that, they gave us like free coins every week, I believe. I don't remember, but it was quite a lot. It was like 5K or something every week. And so I get the feeling that okay, here's the thing about that. That happened almost right after the whole why can I never remember this game's name? What was the okay, does anyone know of a game that is similar to Genshin's teapot system? Why can I never remember this? It was quite a famous game when it came out. Like a lot of people played it. It was quite similar to Genshin's teapot system. No, not Sim. No, not Sims. No, not Honkai. Only the teapot. Only Genshin's teapot system. Why can I not remember? I just can never remember this. Every time I want to talk about it. Animal Crossing, I think. Animal Crossing. Yes, it is Animal Crossing. Okay. Yeah. So the Farmville, no. All right. Okay. So I don't know if this happened in any other similar game to Animal Crossing. So that was about the time when the whole Hong Kong thing happened, right? When Animal Crossing was like getting pretty big, was about around the time when the whole Hong Kong situation happened. It was the pandemic, yeah. It was about the time when the whole Hong Kong thing happened, the Hong Kong mainland China thing.
Osmanthus was.
And so what happened was people couldn't protest. They took their protests into Animal Crossing. They made I don't know, like, I don't know how that's possible, but they made stuff in there that was insulting, apparently. And I don't think the developer of Animal Crossings is from China, but they had a pretty big player base in China, I believe. And it just kind of got banned instantly in China. And then almost right after that, the teapot thing in Genshin, it maintenance. No other detail, just maintenance. So I'm assuming that some people, because that was about the time when Genshin was like booming too. So I'm gonna assume that people probably started to do stuff, similar stuff in the Genshin teapot as to what they were doing in Animal Crossing. And then I get the feeling, oh yes, I think I actually did hear some news about that. I'm not sure if I'm remembering this correctly, but I think I remember a few people, like very, very few people, like 3 or 4 people getting banned because of that. Habbo, what is Habbo? RJ, yo, what's up, Cloud? How's it going, man? Yeah, so if you're wondering why I still have so many of the coins from the maintenance AOM, I just decided I didn't want to spend all of it. Yeah, I just decided I didn't want to spend all of it because I don't know. Like I might need them someday. I'm a hoarder, man. Like okay, I'm a degenerate hoarder, and I just realized that I did not do my daily logins today. Hang on, excuse me. I skipped. Oh, I missed. Yeah, I missed one day. Excuse me while I deal with this blunder. I'm doing the whole makeup for what is this called? Sorry, by the way. I'm doing the whole the daily login thing, and because makeup for check-ins. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Because I missed one day. Which one is this? Okay. All right. Sorry, I had to do it for I had to do it for 3 accounts. Oh boy. Okay. All right, mail should be here.
Journey has
Yeah, there it is.
final day.
Yeah, I'm a friggin' hoarder. You guys can see that pretty much. Like, I don't have... I didn't hoard, like, every single resource in the game. I really would rather not farm the annoying ones to farm. Like these. Alright, but, like, you could see. you could see I've hoarded certain things. Like, look at my crystal cores, man. And you could see that with my crystal chunks, with my mystic enhancement ores. Yeah, I like to hoard. I like having a lot of certain resources, even if I know that I don't need all of it. To the point where I sometimes think, like, what if I just had a lot of money? I would probably just end up like sitting on it. It would just be in my bank. I wouldn't be investing it into, like, I would invest some of it, but then I would still have like so much in the bank just sitting doing nothing. Unfortunately, I don't have anything in the bank. I mean, like, obviously I have an account, but like it's it's nothing like most people's accounts, man. Money just comes and goes. Money just literally comes and goes for me. Oh, okay. I wanted to show you guys something that I... Okay, so last night... Was it last night? I think it was last night, yeah. So last night I was messing around with my Diluc builds. So I realized I had quite a few good crimson pieces. So like, if you guys could see, I have 5 crimson. I don't even have 4 crimson, and then 1 off piece. I have 5 crimson. I just couldn't replace anything. I couldn't replace anything, and then I realized I have quite a few crimson pieces, and that was because I farmed the crimson domain for quite a long time. And then I was messing around with my Diluc build, and despite my best crimson pieces being on Hu Tao, I still had quite a few decent pieces left for my Diluc. So I messed around with this build, and apparently I still have quite a good build on him, despite my best pieces being on Hu Tao. And last night I played around with Diluc, and I was like, huh, these stats look pretty good. So I messed around with Diluc a little bit. I played around with Diluc in Abyss, and he was... I guess I was able to get him to do decent damage. Decent damage that would make him kind of viable for Abyss, for this Abyss. And not gonna lie, I miss Diluc's playstyle. Oh my god, give me your ores. I have none. If only I could, man. I've deleted so many ores already, just because like I keep maxing out on ores. I just don't really have any more weapons to upgrade. Hoard fouls more than me. It's probably only this account. I don't know why I have so many fouls on this account though. Ashmora, you have. Well, that's the thing is. That's the thing is. Again, most of what really. Most of what really takes up your Mora is upgrading talents. Upgrading talents, and I guess artifacts too. Artifacts are also quite expensive.
Take it easy.
Gather.
Let's light it up.
Retribution. Stabilize.
Quietly now. Teamwork is dreamwork. Off we go.
Definitely a lot slower than National, but at least because of Yelan and Elegy, Diluc can still somehow find a way. You can find a way to try and make Diluc do good damage.
Dance with me. Decided by destiny. Be a good audience, won't you? Embrace the ice. Next on the agenda. No touching.
Oh, come on, man. Give me energy. Alright.
Into the wind.
I need you guys to stick close to each other.
Written in the stars.
Do this, do that. Okay.
Sakura swirl.
And
Unthinkable. Whirling snow.
alright.
All hail. Access denied. My apologies.
Certainly not my fastest clear. But if I put Kazuha in with Diluc instead of Zhongli, I was pretty happy last night. Like, I somehow did 100k Diluc E. I was pretty excited about it. I haven't seen my Diluc ever do something like that.
The world will burn.
Freeze. Fun fact, I still don't have Diluc. Oh. 117k. Wait, who did 117k? Hello, ARJ. What's up, Sybranax? Good to see you again, man. How's it going? I have to shoot more birds with Ganyu. Well, if you have Ganyu, yes. Absolutely. Yelan is pretty good at it too. Yeah, Yelan's pretty good at it too. C5 Diluc. Woo!
Everybody stand back. Huh? Gotcha. Things are about to get.
I'm not sure how you feel about your Diluc. Wow, I just saw Diluc not crit 3 times in a row.
Busted.
Only unfortunate thing about this is Yelan is really hungry for ER. Especially because she's solo Hydro. Oh, 82k, right there.
Let's light it up. Quietly now. Gotcha.
Oh my god. Wait a moment. Woo! Okay. I love it when Zhongli finishes. It just feels so satisfying when I get Zhongli to finish. Alright. That was a bit of a messy start. But thankfully Kazuha is just a boss. Alright. Okay, I just realized another problem that okay, I just realized another problem that moving Genshin into my HDD is gonna cause me. So in Abyss is going to give me quite a few problems, such as when I press F to start a chamber, enemies aren't going to spawn immediately because like and you guys can see that I press F and like the enemies don't come out immediately. What's your Diluc build? I'll show you in a bit. What does Elegy do? Elegy buffs your team. It gives you 20% attack and 100 EM. But it only triggers if the skill and the bursts of the character using Elegy hit enemies, I believe 4 times, and it's a 12-second buff with a 20-second cooldown.
Solidify.
Everybody stand back. Quietly now. Here comes the catch.
and I'm sure other people can have much better Diluc builds than this. But I was just pretty happy that Diluc's okay. I haven't used Diluc in quite some time, and I just miss using Diluc. Ooh.
Is that all you've got?
Teamwork is dreamwork. Busted.
Unfortunately, Zhongli is kind of important for comfort in using this team, especially because you don't have Xingqiu's rain swords and the resistance to interruption that Xingqiu's rain swords give you. Having Zhongli's shield there is really helpful. No, I missed.
Born of ice and frost.
Nope, wrong character. Although I did give Ganyu an attack buff.
For Rex Lapis.
As one with wind and cloud.
Written in the stars. Let me
I don't think I scrolled.
My apologies. Sakura swirl. Access denied. Born of ice and frost.
Wind strike.
Whirling snow. Access denied. Take flight.
Okay, I literally just looked at chat. I saw the first thing I saw Sybranax was your message. What's your opinions on Mona's thighs and attitude? Opinion on Mona's thighs and attitude. Mona's got a really good attitude, I think, in my opinion. Yep. One of the best attitudes. I'm new and I really want Ganyu as my first 5-star. Who can replace Zhongli in her Rev Melt team? Rev Melt team? Sorry. Rev? What is Rev? I'm sorry, Sean Tio? What do you mean by Rev Melt team? Oh, reverse. Okay, sorry. Alright, reverse. So, who can replace Zhongli in a reverse melt team? Okay, so other than Zhongli. This is gonna sound really weird. But Dehya is actually okay. Dehya is actually an okay option to replace Zhongli. Another option you could take is C4 Yanfei. If you have C4 Yanfei, you get a pretty tanky shield with C4 Yanfei, and you apply Pyro. So depending on what kind of team you have, you could let's say for example your Bennett and your Shangling are on the other side in Abyss. You might need sleep art. Just because I mentioned that that Dehya is actually a good option does not mean I'm sleepy. Although, okay, yes, I am a little bit sleepy, but no, I'm fine. Okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Duke build. Oh, sorry, Asmar. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, here's my Diluc build. Obviously I have Gravestone though. That's, you know, that's how I still have like a good amount of attack, even though my artifacts hardly have, well, okay, yeah, even though I hardly have attack percent, right? Like I only have 9% here, 5% here, but I have Gravestone, and that's on an EM Sands. That's how I have a good amount of EM. Yeah, this is C3 too. Yeah, this is C3. Oh, triple crowned as well. Yeah, because Diluc was my boy. Yeah, he was my boy for a good long while, until Hoyo did him dirty. You really forgot the existence, Diona? Yeah, but then like it's reverse melt, and if you're using Diona, so while, okay, sure, you hold E with Diona, okay, and then what do? You swap to who? You swap to your Pyro character. Let's say, who's your off-field Pyro character? Let's say Xiangling. Okay, and then now you kind of have to, okay, in that situation, because Diona, what's Diona gonna be doing there? Diona is likely going to be on 4 Noblesse. Either your Diona is going to be on 4 Noblesse, or your Xiangling is going to be on 4 Noblesse. So if your Diona is on 4 Noblesse, how are you going to get the 4 Noblesse buff? You're going to have to use Diona's Burst. Diona's Burst leaves a field that applies Cryo every few seconds, which means Diona is going to be applying Cryo to enemies, which means either she's going to steal some melts, or she's gonna steal some melt, or she's gonna remove pyro off of the enemies, because, you know, she's gonna melt, or she's gonna apply cryo to enemies, and then your pyro nado is gonna go around you, and then no element, because instead it melted off of Diona's cryo application. So let's say, okay, you only have Diona on, you know, you on like pure HP stuff. You just hold E on Diona, you swap to Xiangling. Xiangling has 4 Noblesse, sure. Okay. Alright, no, where's Xiangling? Alright, Xiangling has 4 Noblesse. But then, let's say, for example, you're using Bennett on another team. Because, okay, let's face it. If you don't have Zhongli, and let's say, for example, you're not using Kuki Shinobu, or you're not using a Dendro team on the other side. So the only like other realistic healers that I would at least me, like I would ever use are Bennett and Diona, and maybe Yao Yao, maybe. Like who else is there? Right, like if I'm not using a Dendro like Hyper Bloom team, when would I ever use Kuki Shinobu? Right, and let's say, for example, I don't have Zhongli, or it's a Corrosion Chamber on the other side, like there are Rift Hounds on the other side. I'm gonna need some healing, and if I have Diona as my shielder over there, and I have Bennett too to apply Pyro for someone else. Let's say, for example, my off-field pyro is not Xiangling, but instead Kazuha's infused burst. Okay, to easily infuse Kazuha's burst with pyro, I'm gonna need Bennett. But then, okay, I don't have a shielder. I'm gonna use Diona. So now I already have 2 healers in one team. Who else is there going to be for the other side if I'm not using Kuki Shinobu? I'm not gonna use Kuki Shinobu on a freeze team. If I'm using a freeze team on the other side, who's gonna be my second cryo character? Who's gonna be my healer there in case I need healing? Or let's say it's a vape team on the other side. Yeah, let's say I'm using a Diluc team on the other side. Diluc kinda sucks without Bennett. It's pretty hard to make Diluc good without Bennett, unless if you're like melting. Yeah, it's pretty rough. But a few options Well, Diona, sure, yeah, there's a way to make Diona work as your shielder for Ganyu, for reverse melt Ganyu, sure. But I would prefer Yanfei, like C4, if you have C4 Yanfei, because so C4 Yanfei, obviously Yanfei's shield scales off of HP, which just conveniently enough, TTDS gives HP, right? And so okay, rotation might be weird. I've never really given that a thought. But let's say you have someone else. Let's say you have someone else on TTDS. Whoever, whatever. Right? You have someone else on TTDS, or you don't have. You forgo TTDS. You just put prototype Amber on what's her name, on Yanfei, so that Yanfei can be your healer too. Yanfei is Pyro. She applies Pyro to the enemy. Okay, you use your burst, you use your skill. Okay, now enemies have Pyro on them. And then your off-field AoE Pyro applier is Kazuha with Fab Sword. Okay, you burst on Kazuha. You're now... let's say... Yeah, you... Okay, you know what? Let's put this team together. Let's see how it works. Bro made a whole essay on Genshin Milk teams. I mean, I don't know. I just love, I guess you could consider it to be some sort of problem solving. Like it feels like a puzzle for me. It feels like a puzzle that I know how to solve, but at the same time, it's not like brain dead easy to solve. Like I have to try this, try that, and like it's hard to explain. It feels satisfying when everything comes together. Let's see, Kazuha. All right. Oops. All right. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna have Zhongli in here because obviously my Yanfei is not built. Right? Like, so you already have a okay. Granted, you are going to need a lot of ER. You're gonna need a lot of ER on Kazuha and Yanfei to make this 3-man melt team work. But it works. Okay, I just who else would be a good addition here? Maybe some other Pyro character? Let's say, let's just take the example where thought process going on. I mean, that's just me, man. I like Genshin's combat system. New sub. Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let's say, for example, let's take into account your Bennett and Xiangling are in the other side because you want national there or whatever. His first 5-star? Okay, well, Sucrose. Right? Sucrose is, well, okay, it's a little janky. It's a little janky. It's a little hard to get Sucrose's burst to infuse, but Sucrose can do it. Let's give it a try. Oops, not you. Alright, so let's just say... Alright, I'm just gonna put Zhongli in here because obviously my Yanfei is not not leveled, so Yanfei's shield is not gonna do anything in there. So summon up Banner. The Banner I need her is overpowered. Cookies is perfect as her thighs. Leela is Diona, but an adult. And finding Nemo is useless. Oh my god. I mean, okay. Well, I gotta say Layla is almost as useless as Dory, but at the very least, she looks good, right? And she's actually okay. So Layla is actually, I would say, like another alternative to like an alternative shielder for Diona. Okay. All right, let me think. How can we do a double swirl here? How can we swirl Cryo and infuse her burst with Pyro? Okay, let's just give it a try.
Born of ice and frost. Animal tech 6308. Time for your arraignment. Incinerate. Enhanced animal module 75.
Okay, there we go. And melt Ganyu. So that was melt Ganyu. Granted, you will need a lot of ER on Sucrose and Yanfei. But yeah, if you have C4 Yanfei, that could work. It's a little janky because it's a little like the way that you infuse Sucrose's burst with an element is it's a little janky. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's a little janky. I'm not entirely sure exactly how it works. From the way that I understand it, like someone needs to be either you yourself or enemies need to be infused with a certain element, with a swirlable element or an element that can be infused into her burst. And they have to be like right dead center of where the burst is. So you have to aim pretty well to where the burst is going to land. And on top of that, if you have enemies that have multiple elements on them, then there's also the element priority, which I think Sucrose's element priority is Pyro is number 1, I think. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if I'm remembering that correctly. They might not have C4 Yanfei for shielding. Yeah, that's true. That's why, yeah, obviously I'm stating one option. That is one option, man. Layla, I don't remember. How does Layla's shield work again? Is her shield only from the burst? No. Oh, cool. Okay. Alright, so Layla's okay. Yeah, you really only use her for the shield. She's got I think she has decent shield. What is it? Multipliers? Yeah. It's not. I think it might be about as good as Diona's. Which is not, it's not the strongest shield in the game. But it's about maybe second or third strongest. Like next to, while Toma, I would say like overall, it's a little weird because Toma doesn't get one shield. Like he gets like it takes like if your shield breaks now, you do a normal attack, you get a shield again. your shield breaks now, you do a normal attack, you get a shield again. Especially when you're in your burst, it's a little weird. Like total overall shield HP, Toma is up there like with Zhongli, like max potential, but like it's a little janky, a little weird how it works. So Yanfei, Tank Fei, Layla, and Diona are up there for shield strength. Mika, I don't know. I haven't seen people. Oh no, Mika doesn't have a shield, right? Oh, it was a heal. Okay, Mika does a heal. Okay, never mind. Okay, all right. We're not gonna talk about that. we're not gonna talk about that. It's stronger, but no healing. Yeah, exactly. That's true. And yeah, so I guess Yanfei. Yanfei C4 if you have her. If not, then Diona is okay. Like I said, you can find a way to make it work. You just don't want to burst with Diona, because if you burst with Diona, there's a chance that she will take away some melts. And if you have Layla, my darling. Layla's so cute, man. Yeah, Layla's got good shielding. Yeah, I don't know. It's a level 1 talent, but I think that's from. I don't remember where I got this information from, but I think I remember it from Zajef, like calcing it. I don't remember. It's been a while since Layla came out. I don't even own Yanfei. let alone C4. Okay, at least I got an idea of how it works now. Okay. So I don't know what other options you have, but if you really feel uncomfortable without a shielder for reverse melt Ganyu, there's not a lot of options. There's really not a lot of options. So yeah, Zhongli obviously is the best option for it. Diona, but don't use your burst. If you have Layla, great. Layla, I would say, is a better option than Diona. I mean, like, maybe not better. I guess better in a way that her shield is a little stronger. Diona's not worse. It's just that she has a healing capability that you don't really use. So it feels like a waste. And then, of course, C4 Yanfei is your other option. I guess Noelle. Okay, sure. Just build Noelle is full defense build. Definitely far from the strongest shield in the game. But if you know, like if you really are struggling without a shield, with no other options, you could. But do be aware that if you don't like okay, the only way for Noelle to become potentially viable in endgame is if you get C6. And even then, you need to have a really well-built Noelle for her to be viable in endgame. So why are we talking about Noelle viable in endgame? Because if you level up Noelle so that you could level up her talents and invest a lot into her, wouldn't that be a waste if you invested so much into your Noelle just so you have a shield now, and then one day you get Zhongli, you get Diona, you get Layla, you get C4 Yanfei or whoever, you get Toma, whatever, you get some other shielder in the future, and then at some point you invested so much into your Noelle, and then you're just gonna bench her. So yeah, take that into account. If you're really struggling right now without a shield, okay, try Noelle, but also think about whether or not you feel like that investment is worth it for you or not. Because especially if you're a newer player, resources are very limited, and by resources I mean resin is limited, Mora is limited, and talent books are limited. And of course, ascension materials are limited, especially if you're a newer player. Which I'm gonna assume you are, because you mentioned, you know, your first. You hope this is your first 5-star. Double swirl. It's okay. Don't know how to write that. That's alright, man. I just remembered Layla is cryo too. I get cryo resonance too. Yeah, but then like cryo resonance doesn't work in reverse melt because enemies don't have cryo on them. You don't want enemies to have cryo on them, because if they do, you don't melt. You want enemies to have pyro on them. And cryo resonance only gives you the crit bonus if you're fighting enemies that are affected with cryo. Here it is. Right. So increases crit rate against opponents that are frozen or affected by cryo. And obviously you're reverse melting, you don't want enemies to have cryo on them. You want enemies to have pyro on them. Oh yes, that's right. Hey Sean. Okay, I know that you're excited for Nahida. Sorry, not Nahida. Ganyu, and you want Ganyu to be your first 5-star. And you specifically mentioned reverse melt. Nahida is actually a pretty good enabler for reverse melt. Xiangling is better than anyone. Yes, that is true. But because Xiangling is better than everyone, you kind of want to use Xiangling as a DPS. You don't want to use her just to make your Ganyu into a DPS. Because she's so strong, it feels like such a waste that you're just using her as a lighter. You know what I mean? It feels like such a waste if you're just using your Xiangling as a lighter. It's so much to learn. I'm so sorry, by the way, Sean. I kind of just bleh. I just vomited information into your mouth. I'm so sorry, but I tend to get excited whenever people ask about stuff like that, especially if I could see that they're actually paying attention whenever I explain it. It just it excites me. Chef's kiss. But yeah, something to go by, Sean. It's okay. There's not a lot of good off-field pyro appliers to enable reverse melt Ganyu. Except for, so the easiest option clearly is Xiangling. I vomited information into your mouth. No, rather not your mouth, it's your ear. And so while yeah, Xiangling is the easiest and best option for off-field pyro application, right? To put pyro onto enemies. The problem with that too is Xiangling is really strong, and like I said just now, it feels like such a waste that you would just be using Xiangling as a lighter. Like, okay, so here's alright. I don't know if you've built your Xiangling yet, Sean. So here's my Xiangling build. Not bad, not amazing either. Right, the catch, artifacts. I have C6, but like C6 is useless on Xiangling. C5 obviously it's Goba. So the best constellation that you'd really want would be C3 and C4. And let's show you what Xiangling can do. I haven't saved up enough draws for both Nahida and Ganyu. I started like 2-3 weeks ago, only air 45. Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand how that feels, man. That feels bad. Hang on. Alright. So let's, just in case you haven't invested into your Xiangling, I'm gonna pitch you something. I'm not alright, I'm not, and for this showcase, we're not even gonna pick the damage card, right?
Wind strike for the eternal oasis.
Let me read you a verse.
You're toast!
Bloom as the flowers in Gurabard.
There you go. Pyro Nado doing 47k casually.
The eternal oasis of long love.
Teamwork is dreamwork! At the right dance, into the fire!
Wind strike.
Yeah, so it feels really bad using Xiangling as just a fire starter. So that's why I kept trying to look for a way to find like an off-field pyro applicator that's not Xiangling. Or do you have you ever C6 Bennett? Will you ever C6 Bennett? Maybe, but not on the third account. Yeah, because on the third account I have Eula, and I don't think I could bring myself to do that with Eula. Even though I hardly ever use Eula nowadays, I just can't. I just don't think I can bring myself to do that. Especially because my Eula is not that strong, so I can't really just rely on Eula's burst. I need to rely a lot on her normal attacks too. I've always been told Xiangling is a pyro player. Yes, she is, because Xiangling has very good off-field pyro. Because okay, who else has off-field pyro? I guess Xinyan, kind of. But then like the AoE is so small, you would have to be like hugging enemies, and it's not for a very long time, and it's only if you have the shield. And Xinyan's shield is like really easy to break. So yes, you kind of have off-field application, but only if you get the level 3 shield, in which the way to get the level 3 shield is when you use your skill, you have to hit 3 enemies, I believe. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's 3 enemies. And I think that I think with a certain passive, yeah, with this passive shield deuce 2 enemies. Yeah, so you need to hit, when you press your E, you need to hit 2 enemies to get the level 3 shield, and even then it will pulse with pyro. Okay, but then like the AoE is really small that you kind of have to be hugging enemies, and then because you're hugging enemies, you're leaving yourself vulnerable to attacks, and Jinya's shield is like really easy to break. I guess Toma can apply pyro off field, but then you have to do normal attacks too, which really doesn't fit with Ganyu because like, you're charged attacking with Ganyu. Who else can apply pyro off field? So like I said earlier, Sucrose, if you can find a way to consistently infuse her burst with pyro, and then other than that, Kazuha, yeah, if you infused his burst with pyro, but then he's a 5-star and you don't seem to have a 5-star yet, like you said, you started 2-3 weeks ago. But other than Xiangling, there's not really a lot of good options. Yeah, not really a lot of good options. Xiangling's, yeah, and then other than that, the next best thing for pyro application is Nahida. So Wolf Girl, it's Cat Girl Yumiya, but Dendro. You're talking about you mean Kirara? Not gonna lie, I think she's pretty cute. I like how they designed her. She looks mischievous, but at the same time she looks important. She looks like she's gonna be a support though, or she looks like she could be an archer. I don't know. All right, you said okay. I'm not gonna disagree with you, Cloud, but I'm not gonna say it out loud myself. Oh yes, so Sean, since you're new to the game, okay, you look like you're fixated. You're set on Ganyu, right? You look like you're dead set on Ganyu. So, just in case your goal is just to make your account stronger, or to clear certain content in the game faster, or to reach a certain like milestone of content in the game, then I would recommend getting Nahida over Ganyu. Like, really, I would recommend getting Nahida over Ganyu, because Ganyu is a DPS that you have to build a team around. And so, like I said, okay, reverse melt Ganyu, sure, pretty good. And then, but again, like don't just take my word for this. Don't just take my word for this. Like go out and look for other content creators too. Like look for like other people's opinions of Ganyu. While Ganyu is still quite a top tier DPS nowadays, she isn't at the very top anymore. She's still up there. Around the top. But and let's say maximum peak potential of all DPSs in the game. Like C6, R5, best supports, all the support weapons that you could get, right? Like Giga Whale, maximum potential. Then Ganyu can kind of, Ganyu can roll with the best of them. Um, but then like below that, Ganyu is pretty strong for an F2P character, and she's very comfortable in the overworld. Like she's very comfortable in the overworld, and she's pretty good in Abyss at F2P investments. But then she's just that. She's pretty good. Now the other thing too is, in case you are dealing with a situation where, okay, I just realized why I'm talking about this so much. It's because it's Ganyu. I just really like Ganyu. I guess I kind of forgot to mention that. And if you're in a situation where you can't use Melt, let's say you need your Bennett and Xiangling on the other side, because like these two are just really strong together, right? It's really hard to separate them.
Ow! Where did that come from?
So let's say if you're in a situation where you can't use Melt Ganyu, so you're gonna have to think about, okay, freeze Ganyu. Okay. Arjalix Ganyu stays. I will commit to that. Yes, I I very much do. If you need to use freeze Ganyu, there are very few options for good AoE off-field application. That would be Mona, which is a standard 5-star character, which you cannot guarantee when you will get her, because you get her by losing 50-50, and when you lose 50-50, you don't know which one you're getting. Or you could somehow get her on the standard banner, which I doubt you're gonna get anytime soon, because I would never ever recommend using Primo Gems on the standard banner. Or you get Kokomi, which is another 5-star that you would have to get. And while Nilou is okay too, she has a good AoE of Hydro around her. The disadvantage with that would be Nilou herself, like her strongest team archetype is pretty strong, so it would feel like a waste to just use her as a Hydro applicator. Plus the fact that she's a sword user, so that means you can't put this weapon on Nilou. While you could use Barbara. You could use Barbara to apply Hydro. The problem with Barbara is when you have the healing ring around you, you're also applying Hydro to yourself. So if there's any enemy around you that does a cryo attack, you're gonna get frozen over and over and over again. And that plus Barbara's Hydro AoE is really small. It's about as small as Jin Yan's, as I mentioned earlier. Which means you'd have to be really hugging enemies to apply Hydro to them. Plus the fact that
I wonder when I'll be as
Barbara
tall as
doesn't
my
really
big
generate
sister.
energy. So it's gonna be really hard to get her burst back in case you need the healing. Who else? That's it really, because Xingqiu and Yelan, brother and sister. Okay, I'm looking at their haircuts now. They look very much the same. Xingqiu and Yelan don't really work because you need to normal attack for the thing to proc. You can't really normal attack with Ganyu because you're charged attacking. That's kind of why I didn't think of freeze Ganyu. So many 5-stars. Yeah. Especially back then, where Venti was the premier Animo character back then. You kind of had to have a 5-star team. The only non-5-star character in the freeze Ganyu was Diona. Right, so it was Venti, Ganyu, Diona, and Mona back then. Kokomi wasn't even released yet. Yeah, freeze Ganyu teams are expensive. The problem with melt Ganyu teams is you're very limited with your off-field pyro application. And the reason why Nahida is so good at applying, at keeping pyro on enemies is because of how her skill works. So you don't even need Xiangling. You just need someone who can put pyro on enemies. Because okay, let's go over character archive. Yeah, there it is. I don't have her yet. So where is it mentioned? Okay. Marked, linked, trigger elemental reactions, point affected by this Ganyu, take damage from Dendro Core, okay. Including, okay, try Karma, Purification, dealing Dendro damage based on, okay, right? So, every time you, so let's say you put Pyro on an enemy, you put Dendro on an enemy. So now they will be burning. And burning is a sort of pyro aura. So when you hit them with cryo, the cryo is going to melt. But then because of how this works, every time, okay, let's go back over here. After you trigger elemental reactions on enemies, it doesn't have to be dendro reactions, it just says elemental reactions, anything, including melt. Those enemies are going to get hit with her like tri-karma thing, which by the way does a ton of damage if you build your Nahida decently. You don't even have to build Nahida well, just decently even. And on top of that, because it's proccing this the whole tri-karma thing, this thing, it's also putting more dendro back on the enemy. And because they already have the a sort of pyro aura on them because of burning, it's like you have a fire going, and every time you apply dendro to it, it's like you're throwing more firewood on it to keep, and then the fire just keeps going and going, and you can essentially have almost like basically permanent uptime of pyro on enemies. So as long as your Ganyu is safe and not gonna get hit with attacks, like you have a shield or you have resistance to interruption or something, then you can just stay on Ganyu forever and just keep melting. And not only that, Nahida is, well, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Nahida is the strongest and most versatile Dendro character we have right now. So by strongest, you could argue that could be Al-Haytham or I don't know who else. Like, right? Al-Haytham's pretty strong, right? But I also said versatile because if you're running a, let's say, okay, like just now, like Melt is not a Dendro team. Melt is just Pyro and Cryo, supposedly. But because of the way this thing works, somehow you could put Dendro in a Melt team. So that's another use. Another use would be, obviously, Nahida is, if you want to just jack up your Nilou Bloom team DPS, put Nahida in there as one of your Dendro characters and you're all good. Basically any Dendro team that has Nahida, like the team's ceiling just no, the team's floor and ceiling just go way up. So and not just with Dendro teams, like what else? Oh, I guess yeah, mostly Dendro teams, right? But then like except for that outlier like the Pyro team. Illusory Heart is something I don't use at all. Abstract ability, ton of def. Takes a dookie on the competition. That is true. Be the best character in the game until Focalors is out. Right? Tested my Dia, Ito, on fighting ruin guards at Guyan Stone. Dia killed them faster. Okay, that's funny. That's actually funny. May I know how Nahida is built? Ah, okay. Nahida is... So, I guess the easiest way to build Nahida is just to give her as much elemental mastery as possible. Yeah. Like, because... Okay. Okay. Alright, here's my... I have a Nahida build ready, actually. It is... Okay. So, if you can see, I have 757 EM on her. But then, like, Nahida's Ascension stat is Elemental Mastery. So, as you level her, she gets more EM. And the maximum you can get is 115. So, when I get my Nahida to her final Ascension, she will have 757 plus 115, 872 EM. Right? So, it's not... I didn't put all Elemental Mastery into her build. I think I have a crit rate. Yeah, I have a crit circlet. And that's mostly because I am ambitious. I'm very ambitious. I want to still have good crit ratios, like usable crit ratios, while having high EM. But overall, I could just replace this with EM. Okay, you win, right? Like, that's it. That's Nahida. In fact, you could even go with Elemental Mastery, Dendro Damage over here, and then crit. Elemental Mastery, Dendro Damage, Elemental Mastery, EM, or like the build that I'm using now. Elemental Mastery, crit. Right, your weapon can be like she works with a lot of weapons. If you want Nahida to just like personally, like Nahida herself to do more damage, you could give her a crit weapon. Like she doesn't work with all weapons, but she has a wide variety of weapons that can work with her, right? Like for me, I'm using Sacrificial Fragments. You could use Mappa Mare if you don't have Sacrificial Fragments, and if you don't have Magic Guide. Is this Magic Guide? Yes. You don't have Magic Guide. It's a 3-star weapon, so you're you're highly likely to have Magic Guide. It's don't think about the passive too much, because chances are you're highly likely to almost never have Electro and or Hydro on an enemy. So this passive is almost never active, really. And the biggest thing that you'll just be getting from Magic Guide is the high Elemental Mastery. Magic Guide gives more Elemental Mastery than Mappa Mare. But if you truly just don't have Magic Guide, then sure. And if you have like billets, extra billets, sure, you can go with Mappa Mare. But ideally, like, at least for me, I really prefer Sacrificial Fragments. If you don't have Sac Frag, just go with Magic Guide. Widsith, really good on her too. I mentioned this earlier, but because Widsith has random buffs, there's a chance that you might get the attack buff, but it's fine because if you do get the Elemental Mastery buff or the Elemental Damage buff, like it's the highest damage that you'll ever get from a 4-star on Nahida. Yeah, she's like Nahida's not that hard to build. It's her damage floor is just really high. Like, yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to make her not good. Because of how good her kit is. It's so hard to make her not good. Dendro characters in general are not hard to build. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. Well, I guess... Yeah, well, oh, what did I do? Oh, okay, alright. Okay, I thought... Alright, I accidentally... I didn't realize OBS was in the background. I accidentally clicked outside the window. So, yeah, Abstract's right. Dendro characters are generally not that hard to build. Like for example, with Kali or Dendro main character, the thing with them, other than compared to Nahida, is because their off-field dendro application is with their burst, so they are very burst reliant, which means you're gonna have to think about energy recharge so that you can have your off-field dendro application consistently. Which means because you're thinking about energy recharge, you're gonna have to put in some of your stats into energy recharge instead of damage stuff, which means your dendro characters are generally not gonna do good damage themselves, so why even bother trying to make them do good damage? You could try, but it's not gonna be, but then that would take a lot more investment. So they're generally easy to build because like most of the time you just need to get them to a certain amount of energy recharge, one where you could spam your bursts comfortably. Same thing with Dendro Traveler. Yao Yao is, well, she's a healer, right? And so you need to have typically you would be running Favonius Lance on her if you have Favonius Lance, but if not, you kind of do need a good amount of ER on her so that you could use her burst, because her E duration is rather short for your Dendro application. So you kind of need to swap between her skill and then her burst to increase your Dendro application. Yeah. So why I'm mentioning that is it's generally not hard to agree with what Abstract said, is because you need a certain amount of energy recharge on Dendro characters that are not Nahida, then it's highly likely that they're not gonna do a good amount of damage. So why bother trying to make them do good damage? And then that just helps make it easier to build them, because now you only just need them to apply Dendro. And going back to Nahida, even if you don't try very hard, she will still hit like a truck. And by try very hard, I mean like even if you don't give her amazing gear, as long as she has the right stats, like you have the right main stats, and then like especially with Deepwood, like if someone on the team has this thing, or you put it on Nahida herself, so you would be constantly proccing this, reducing Dendro resistance of enemies and further increasing her damage. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm really selling Nahida to you, and I don't know how you feel about that. Please don't see this as me telling you like don't get Ganyu, get Nahida instead. Because if you really like Ganyu, sure, go right ahead. But if your goal is to make your account stronger, then I would say Nahida is a better early 5-star that you get, because she opens up so many potential teams for you in the future. Have full EM Yao Yao. She still does huge heals. Yeah, that was what people were saying. That Yao Yao is quite a good healer. That even if you don't build her with full HP, she still heals quite well. Cookie is on the banner. I've been blessed. Yes, she is. Cookie is on Nahida's and Nilou's banner. Oh, okay. So this isn't gonna be a very good showcase. But I guess I could show you what a Hyperbloom team would look like. And this Hyperbloom team that I'm gonna show you right now, it doesn't even have Deepwood in it. Like no one's using Deepwood this team. I just need to put my leveled Fab Sword on her, because she needs energy recharge, like really. Even with 250, it still feels like I'm missing a few every now and then. I still don't have her burst ready. Okay, let's see. So Hyperbloom teams, the damage floor is just really high. Cause like, okay, oh, you know what? I guess I could show you my Kuki build too. Like, look at my Kuki build. Doesn't even have a proper set. Right? I just so happen to have 2 Gilded and 2 Wanderers. I just build her full EM, Iron Sting, craftable sword. Right? Let's see. Okay, Elemental Mastery, Goblet, Sands, Circlet. Okay. And then like it doesn't like sure it would be better if you have Elemental Mastery in your substats or the Flower and the Feather, but it's not necessary. Alright, so I'm just putting in Zhongli in here just so I don't keep getting knocked knocked around. Oh, so I could properly showcase it. Where's Kuki? There. And the thing too is you don't even need to level up her talents, because all your damage is coming from your Elemental Mastery and levels. Alright, put this down. Alright.
Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword.
Alright, so if you can see that, where are my bloom damage? Maybe I should turn off effects. Okay, let's maybe I'm gonna turn down my settings because like there are too many SFX going on. What settings should I turn down? I don't know. I guess this thing? I'm not sure. Oh, okay, I think this is right. I think she has a passive that lets her heal more with EM. Wait, I think she does. I don't remember, but I think she does. No, I don't know. I don't think it's EM. Oh wait. Wait. Lily's boosted, you know, with why? I didn't know that. Okay, I seem to recall this when you mentioned it, but then like until you mentioned it just now, I completely forgot about this. Lily's boosted. Healing amount will be increased by 75% of Elemental Mastery. Damage dealt. I completely forgot about this passive. Okay, no wonder why I think she's still healing fine, even with the full EM build. Even though her heal scales off of HP %. I completely forgot about that passive. That's actually alright. Thank you so much for reminding me of that. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna be able to properly see numbers with this. Because I turned off the SFX. Okay. Alright. So we are seeing, what is that? 28Ks. Like, you can see that, right? 28K Hyper Blooms. And remember, my Xingqiu doesn't need to be built for this. Xingqiu just needs to have enough energy recharge to spam his skill. Dendro Traveler isn't built. She just applies Dendro. I just have enough energy recharge on her to spam her burst. The only character here that is actually kind of built is Kuki. And it's not even built like built. She just has enough energy recharge. Okay, I'm gonna turn stuff back on. This looks weird. Everything looks so discolored. Okay. Okay, let's I don't remember what my builds were actually. Okay. Yeah, alright. So she does have a, like, somewhat usable stats, but no talents are not leveled. She barely has any attack. And I just put whatever set I could, I just gave her this just so I have more ER from this. Level 1 talents. Who else? So my Xingqiu is clearly built. Like, my Xingqiu is built because, well, I use Xingqiu a lot. But even if he's not built, he will still do what he does. Oh my god, level up Traveler. well, that's the thing though. If I spend resources on Traveler, Nahida is coming very soon, and Traveler is not going... Okay, let's just say Traveler is not going to see the sun for a really long time. Hey, what's up, Yad? How's it going, man? Not EM, but EM is good for electrocute reaction. Electro charge? Yeah, it is. But electro charge... No, the damage bonus that electro charge... no, it's not the damage bonus, but electro charge just hardly does damage. That it doesn't make sense for you to to justify building EM just to increase electro charge damage. What set does Xingqiu use for Noblesse? Xingqiu can use anything really. Like, if your team needs 4 Noblesse, like if you're running a team that scales off of attack, then yeah, you can run Xingqiu with 4 Noblesse. But he doesn't really... Xingqiu doesn't really need a certain set. Yeah, he doesn't really need a certain set. For me, I just built him with Emblem. Because that is where most of his personal damage is coming from because of this. But you can run him with 4 Noblesse in case you're like I said, if you're running a team that scales off of attack. So of course having a 4 Noblesse user is good for any team like that. But if you're running him in a team that doesn't need 4 Noblesse, let's say a Hyperbloom team or a Burgeon team, then you don't need 4 Noblesse on Xingqiu. Just put whatever on him. Like, because his main job, while Xingqiu does do good personal damage, like, because the scaling on this thing is pretty high. Imagine, like, how long is that? Duration is 15 seconds with, what is that? I believe a constellation. Oh, yeah, with C2 means the duration on this thing is, what, 18 seconds? 18 second duration. The rain swords come out every 1 second ish. So that, and imagine that is not just one rain sword every time. That at not before C6, that would be every time that comes out as 2 rain swords, 3 rain swords, 2 rain swords, 3 rain swords. It's alternate. It alternates between 2 and 3 rain swords. But if you have C6, Xingqiu, then it comes out as 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, and basically you kind of just take this 115% and you multiply it across how many brain swords come out and hit enemies for 18 seconds. Yeah, and that's the main reason why I chose 4 Emblem on Xingqiu, because I did build him to do personal damage. So it's just doing more damage. But Xingqiu's main job is to apply Hydro. That's his main job. Can Favonia's sword replace sacrificial? Yes, that it can. It can. Yeah, Favonia's weapons are very valuable, Sean. So, like, if you have any Favonia's weapons, please keep them. And if possible, you might don't refine it immediately. If you have multiple copies of certain Favonia's weapons, don't refine them immediately, because you will there's a chance that you might run into a situation where multiple characters want Favonius. Like, let's say Favonius Sword, for example. If you don't have a high base attack weapon on your Bennett, then you might want to just use Favonius Sword on him. But then, like, some other character, such as in my case, Dendro Traveler, she wants Favonius Sword. And let's say you don't have Sacrificial Sword, your Xingqiu also wants Favonius Sword. So yeah, plenty of characters. Favonius weapons are really valuable. So yeah, when you get multiple copies of Favonius weapons, don't refine them immediately. Like try your best to have at least 2 or maybe 3 copies of Favonius Sword just in case. Time to farm emblem like no tomorrow. Okay, the emblem domain actually is quite valuable. Yeah, the emblem domain is quite valuable. Because here it is. It's quite valuable because this set is like really valuable for a lot of DPS, like off field. No, not off field. For a lot of DPS characters. So someone, okay, like Raiden Shogun, Xiangling. You can, while it's not the best on the like some characters such as Xingqiu, Yelan, right? Xingqiu is not, or Yelan is not the best on them, but it is an optional set. It's a set that you can use on them, and in case you don't get emblem pieces, you're gonna get Shimenawa pieces. In which case, a lot of characters do scale off of attack. So if you, let's say, yeah. You're likely gonna have a lot of Shimenawa pieces too that are decent to good that you could just slap on almost anyone. Like, in fact, I have Shimenawa. Hang on, who has Shimenawa here? Let me see. Who has any of my Shimenawa pieces? Okay, I guess no one. Oh, there you go. See? Okay, I have that one. And this is, I just have this piece casually because I farmed the emblem domain so much. Yeah, pieces like that. Because I farmed the emblem domain so much because it's quite a high value artifact set. Oh, I have this too because like my Ayaka, I didn't really farm for 4 Blizzard. So yeah, I have 2 Shimenawa on her. I have artifacts like those because I farmed the emblem domain so much. Same thing for my Keqing too. Yeah, I don't have Thundering Fury on her because I didn't really farm Thundering Fury that much. So Gladiators, you just get this from farming bosses, obviously. But because my Keqing is lacking on attack, I would prefer to have as much attack on my artifact sets as I can. While at least in my opinion, and of course depending on your account and depending on what characters you want in the future, another super valuable artifact domain nowadays is this one. It is the one for Gilded and Deepwood. So if you ever want to go all in on Dendro teams, or at least want to assemble one good Dendro team, then farming the Deepwood domain, pretty good value for your resin, because not only are you getting the Deepwood artifact set, which it's pretty easy to proc. It's basically very distant Venerator, but for Dendro, right? You reduce Dendro resistances. It's not even very hard to proc. You just need to do elemental damage burst, hit opponents, right? You just need to hit enemies with your skills or burst, and that's it. They will have reduced Dendro resistance. It doesn't even need to be a Dendro character. It could be anyone else. And on top of that, and why I mentioned Dendro teams is, like, for example, if you're building a Hyperbloom team or a Burgeon team, or even aggravate. Even aggravate team, aggravate and spread team, a quicken team basically. Using this set is not bad either. It just gives you like how much elemental mastery is that? 230? Yeah, 200 up to 230 elemental mastery. In fact, this set is so good that you can actually just run even Hu Tao on 4 gilded. I don't know how to get Wanderers. Wanderers is from bosses. Yeah, just like Abstract says. Like, it's from weekly bosses. It is from world bosses. Yeah. Shimenawa for Ganyu. Oh yeah, that's right. Shimenawa, you can use Shimenawa on Ganyu too. Like melt Ganyu, because obviously you're hardly gonna be able to burst with Ganyu on Shimenawa. So obviously you can't use it for freeze Ganyu. Yeah, melt Ganyu can use Shimenawa too. You can also get Wanderers from the strong box. Two to 3 weeks. Oh no, it's so slow to load because Genshin is on my HDD and not my SSD anymore. Yeah, you can also get it from the strongbox from here if you go to a crafting station. Just pick this one, but you do have to give away some artifacts to get some Wanderer pieces. I played since Ganyu's first banner. Wow. Kazuha's banner dropped 2.4. I haven't played 2 months in the middle. Ah, okay. Me, I've played well, more than 2 years now. But I didn't start on day 1. I started like 2 weeks ish after the game launched. I remember some newbies called me noob in co-op. Why though?
Follow the wind.
Yeah, that's why I never do co-op. Like, well, that's one of the many reasons why I never do co-op. Because Genshin's community is so big and it's so diverse, it's highly likely that you're gonna meet the type of people who don't actually know what they're doing, or who don't actually know but think they know, which is just the worst type of people that you could ever meet. I think I would rather meet someone who actually knows but isn't sure or is always questioning themselves versus someone who doesn't actually know but thinks they know. Being a newbie in Genshin isn't that shameful. Yeah, it's like, it's not really a big deal. Of course, unless if you're just, you know, emotionally sensitive, of course. But yeah, Genshin, like being a quote unquote newbie in Genshin, like not understanding how everything works is like, it's not that big a deal. While Genshin seems like a very simplistic game, all like the underlying stuff, like elemental reactions, team synergies and stuff, it's quite complicated. I just started earlier though. I would like to collect the event weapons. Oh yeah, that's actually yeah, that's I don't know what okay, I guess maybe business. Yeah, business reasons, I'm sure. But it feels really bad that they occasionally give away free 4-star weapons from events that you can only get from those events. Like there's no, like if you miss it, or if you just didn't play you didn't play Genshin from back then there's a chance that you will never then you will never ever get some of those weapons.
Make my escape.
I have a few alright, I have a few actually that I haven't raised until now. Like oh, this was a weapon. This was an event weapon. I just happened to raise it just for my Kujo Sara, because it's a high base attack 4-star weapon, 565. I don't really have any other good weapon for Kujo Sara. RJ, do you know what's the maintenance time tomorrow? It depends on what time zone you're at, man. For me, it is not tomorrow. It is on Wednesday morning. So I think my time, okay, I'm at GMT +8, so Hong Kong time essentially. My time, I think it's 4 or 5 a.m. Not sure which one. I think it's 4 a.m. I'm not sure. And of course, it lasts until 11. So it's, what is it? 6 hours? I guess. Thank you so much, RJ. Sure. My pleasure, man. I'm so sorry. I just vomited so much information. But I don't know. I just really like. I just really like. I like the game. I like Genshin very much. I like the combat system. It feels like a puzzle to me, putting characters together to do this, to do that, and putting their kits together. It just feels satisfying to me. And every time someone like feel like it sounds like they need help understanding this or that, like how to put these two pieces together to do something. It just feels satisfying to me, especially if they're actually like paying attention, because like people will like literally come in here and say, hey, I need help, here's my UID, like could you help me with my Ganyu, could you help me with my Alhaitham? And then I pull up their account and it's really well built, it's really strong, and it turns out it's a flex. Or some people will come in here, give me your UID, I look it up and they're like, oh okay, wow, this looks like a disaster, it looks like they have no idea what they were doing, just they didn't even use the right stats or whatever. And then I start explaining to them, and then like 5 minutes later they'll say, how do I build Kuki Shinobu? And then I'll take like 20-30 minutes to explain that. 5 minutes after I finish, how do I build Kuki Shinobu? Hence why I don't like doing account reviews. People just, they want something, and then you're giving it to them, but they don't take it. RJ, how often do you stream? I try to stream Monday to Friday, but most of the time there's not really enough to do in Genshin. So most of the time I end up streaming like Monday. Well, not for me now. Like I don't know where you are, but I'm at Hong Kong time. Monday evening. I always try my best to stream on Monday evening. Unless if something comes up.
My work is not finished.
I typically don't stream on Tuesdays because it's like right after the doing weeklies, and typically after that there's nothing to do really. Unless if there's like a new region or a new patch just came out, like a new version update just dropped, because typically there's lots of stuff to do, Archon quests, the main event for that version update, lots of stuff typically. So as long as I have if there's like a lot of stuff to do in Genshin, like a new version update just drops, I will try my best to stream like Monday, like every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Typically I can't stream on weekends because I have work. But if there's nothing to do, like now for example, it's going, we're towards the end of 3.5, so yeah, content is dry. Nothing to do, so I typically really only stream, sometimes I even stream like only on Monday and Friday sometimes if there's really nothing to do. Yeah, I don't really have a proper schedule. The closest schedule, the closest thing to a schedule I have is Monday evening, and that's it. Hi, what's up? Yo, what is up? What? How's it going, man? How to participate in the WELKIN giveaway? Just click the link in the pinned message in YouTube chat, man. Yeah, pinned comment. There's a link in it. That'll take you to a community post that explains the instructions. Yeah, it's really easy. You just okay. Well, okay, TLDR. I feel like RJ is sleeping. I'm almost there. I'm almost there, man. I'm almost there. But so okay. Basically, just clip anything you think is entertaining or informational from any of my streams. It doesn't have to be a live stream. It could be like a previous one, as long as it's not that old. As long as it's not super old, it could be an older stream, but not super old. If anything you think is entertaining or informational, and then share the link in the comment section of where you clipped it from. And by where you clipped it from, obviously from my stream or VOD.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them. If you wish to.
Alright, RJ, I'm gonna go sleep now. Maybe you should too soon. I am. Like I've had nothing to do for like an hour now. No, more than an hour, I think. I've just been rambling about like about team building. But I had fun. I had fun. Like I guess I finished my ramble, and maybe that's why I'm getting sleepy. Where are you from? I'm from the Philippines, man. Yeah, bro gamer 2.0 is right. I'm from the Philippines, man. Shouldn't be awake. It's 1:45 a.m. We're in the same time zone. What? It's 1:45 a.m. right now too. I have school. I just can't. Go to sleep now. Go to sleep, man. You have school. Okay, and I should really take my own advice and do it too, because I got work tomorrow too. Probably not as early as you guys, because like school typically starts at 7, But still not late either. Ugh, okay. Well, 6 p.m. All right. Well, okay. My brain's dying down because I'm finished with my ramble. I'm finished with my ramble of the part of Genshin that I'm like most excited about is about like putting characters and putting teams together and seeing how they fit together to do what I need them to do. Anyway, so again, like please guys, clip stuff. This giveaway has been going on since March. It's not over yet because I don't have enough, like not enough people have submitted clips for me to actually choose winners from. And this isn't my money. I can't keep the money because like Mr. GigaChad gave me cash like, yo, give this away. Give this away. However you want to give it away. I can't keep it. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, that's it. Again, giveaway to join it. Best people with the best clips are going to win. Again, category is entertaining or informational. From any of my streams. It doesn't have to be the newest stream. It could be some of my older streams. As long as it's not too old, make sure to share the link in the comment section. The comment section of the stream or VOD that you clipped it from. Of course, when a stream is going on live, there's no comment section, so you would have to wait for the stream to end to post it. If you're gonna clip from a stream that's like live right now, just like this one. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. If any of you guys need any help building your characters, accounts, or need any help making a decision on which banners to pull for, feel free to join our Discord server. Links in the description of all my videos, VODs, and streams. Thank you so much, guys, for coming by and hang out. And yeah, have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, and take care, everybody. I didn't clip everything you said just now, Ajay. Lol. That's fine, man. I have to read a lot of physics. Ooh. Well, I love physics, but yeah, I gotta say, reading, not my best thing. Not the best thing ever for me. Anyway, bye guys. Thank you again. Have a good one.